First date I was talking my game and she was with her. Had her smiling when the second one came. She catching feelings. By the third date I took her breath away. She sat there giggling. At the end I got nothing else to say. I got a shawty and she bad. Miss get to the bag. Thrill seeker, she just wanna move it fast. And my shawty, she bad. On cam, throw it back. Get that bread by any means. Shake that ass, cause my shawty, she bad. She finesse with the cash. Got them other folks fiending for a man. Really, then she got a catch. No cap, no cap. But she loving all the ways that I act. Got a shawty and she bad. She told me I'm her type. She on a high when we together in a hyperdrive. She caught a big vibe. This time been like how I be spitting. Wanna sit by and lie. All times right there beside me. Lie right now. Come down, baby, let's battle. Everyone pipe down. Day out, no one can handle. She like to start now. She been the center of attention soon as I pop out. And ain't no regular visit. She live a fast life. Fast life, she don't wanna leave it when it's the pastime. Pastime, she going out drinking. She got her big dreams. She living life like she mean it. Before she 6 feet under, she live like a demon. Cause she bad. Miss get to the bag. Thrill seeker, she just wanna move it fast. And my shawty, she bad. All cam, throw it back. Get that bread by any means. Shake that ass. Cause my shawty, she bad. She finesse with the cash. Got them other folks fiending for a man. Really, then she got a catch. No cap, no cap. But she loving all the ways that I act. Got a shawty and she
Woke up today like a cheap day. Get sticky like it be the weekend. I leave my nuts hanging and both of them clinging. My drip from the garden to Eden. Shorty think that my dick but like 8 man. Where I walk like my boss got an implant. Meditate on the bullshit, get into my zen. When I snooze, I got 3 hands and 6 hands. I told them let's ride. I woke up like gone that guy. We mob with good fellas and felons with black yellow drip like it's rush hour 5. We deal with the BS like blackjack. We placing our bets on a dime. Godfather like we rockin' dad hats and singing soprano we high. Last conference I'm writing these crack lines, they smoke them like crack pipes. I'm catching a vibe, immaculate time of the yes when I'm back again rhyming. I'm talk competition this time and quit the BS and they all trying to give me the stress and I swallow their words like a fly. Curving like 90 degrees, boy I be burning. I radiate ribs when I rhyme, immediate fade to black when I punch it. I know they skip to me, no assumption. Hit them with a pen to keep up discussion. They go talk shit, I eat up disruption. I don't keep peace, I do love the function. Mobbing in the street, no not sky, nothing. Chopping to a piece to be repercussions. If anyone I speak, they peep the repercussions. I make them drop, heads finna bop. Fake ones I knew that connect getting chopped. Xing out circles, my words getting cropped. The real ones that's left them in 2 Photoshop. Cause I make them drop, heads finna bop. Out of the gate, I shot straight to the top. Trust getting blazed, this is constant they tie. Acting like Will, I'm LL Cool J hot. Then I told them let's ride. I woke up like gone that guy. We mob with good fellas and felons with black yellow drip like it's rush hour 5. We deal with the BS like blackjack. We placing our bets on a dime. Godfather like we rockin' dad hats and singing soprano we high. Let's conference, they loving my line. I told her, baby, can you please coming down? 10 calls down the men's, girl, what you on about? She told me lately, feelings getting too wild. It's cuffing season and I need you right here with me now. I told her, you got jokes, girl, that's not my problem at all. You should know, I don't care if you want to act just like a hoe. But for me, you know my answer is no. Yeah, I'm sorry if you big mad. I get it, you don't ever need a hit bag. Block me, go ahead, girl, I get that. You a boss bitch, right? Get that big bag, braid that back. So go ahead and make them walls crack. Cause you not my girl, you can do all that. You just my home girl, so let them all clap. You a boss ass bitch, so get your big bag, break that back. But you and that will never happen. No apologies, say you in love, but by tomorrow you'll have forgotten me. You indecisive, never stick to your own philosophies. You think I trust you when you lying to yourself, shawty, please. Girl, use a big cap, just like the yuppies in my city. Quit the chit chat, saying I love you like it's trendy. Shawty, I got no time to be, play like a fool. When you talk about love, my response to you is Every week you in a new man's drop top like So no thanks, baby, just leave. Yeah, I'm sorry if you big man. Like me, yeah, I get that. It's cool, don't hit back. Yeah, I'm sorry if you big man. but you ain't shit. You play pretending goals, and they get pissed like man ain't shit. You so a hypocrite, you same as them. So I'm like, go ahead, girl, go off. Go, you that bitch, girl, go off. Go, you that shit, girl, go off. But when you say to be your man, my response is, you got jokes, girl, that's not my problem at all. You should know, I don't care if you want to act just like a hoe. But for me, you know my answer is no. And I tell them like, every week you in a new man's drop top like, so no thanks, baby, just leave. Yeah, I'm sorry if you big man. Like me, I get that. It's cool, don't hit back. Yeah, I'm sorry if you big man. So why you mad?
Superior bitch.
Bitch, I'm fresher than a prince. Got your girl doing my dad splits. Whoa, when she fall in love, I move on to the next again. There you go again with that flow, that retirement. When I'm finished, she get close to game over, bitch, try again. Yeah, I'm toxic, and I rock it. This is shout out to the girls who say I'm not shit. I'm obnoxious, and I'm heartless. When you slip and catch your feelings, then that is my cue to dip. They've been calling me a dickhead, you know that I'm certified. Just say I'm inconsiderate, I be like, where's the lie? If you wild a coyote, I'm road runner when I slide. Like a fox, I be a thief, I'm a heartbreaker, 109. From a while, they tell me that down, I'm good, ho. She said that she hate me, but she come out for the worst stroke. Told me I should pull up, I told her maybe I could go. Then leave her on delivered, dip down in the neighborhood, ho. Fuego, this thing made her KO. She get too addicted by the money side of payroll. Wait though, I prefer to lay low. Chilling in the back to make it free. Bitch, I'm fresher than a rinse. Whoa. She fell in love once again. Once I hit him, repeated, I'm moving on to friends. I be leaving them salty on Twitter saying, girl, I'm in. When I'm finished, she get close to game over, bitch, try again. Yeah, I'm toxic, and I rock it. This is shout out to the girls who say I'm not shit. Yeah, you right, bitch, cause I'm heartless. When you see I take a person, then I'm out quick. Bitch, hey, in my book. Baby, I'm messy, my fault, maybe I'm toxic, bring back karma. She said she hate me, it's my loss, got me rethinking. Maybe I'm the problem, maybe my pride is too high often. Maybe I love talking shit way too much. 3 tenths of my body, and they all got a man's blood. P.O.S. Like yes, that's me, Mr. Home Wreck. I cap, I flex, silver tongue, I confess. Like P.O.S. Like yes, that's me, Mr. Home Wreck. I cap, I flex, I'm the bad guy, got him stressing. She said, oh, we know, oh, we know. King of the cap, starting the facts. She said you're the worst, we know. She said, oh, we know, oh, we know. You is not different, you a statistic. Where that you move, we know. Said I'm a narcissist, a psychopath, egotist. Play false with a humble ad, real conceited, driven, egotistic, self-important, all hidden under quiet mask. Underneath the surface is a self-centered, egocentric, living egomaniac. Psychoanalyze it all you want, baby. No, my therapist can't even see the crack. Got trauma, baby. Daddy issues with a bratty attitude that you can't match. Be modest, baby. Are you kidding, nigga? You a baddie? I'm a fold to that. Too cocky, baby. Been impervious to any diagnosis. Walking red flag. Must be jet lag. If you think you top of my priorities, girl, you dead last. I'm a problem causer, drama lover, high drama bound with disappointed daughters. I'm a living, walking, breathing, toxic partner with commitment issues and a lost conscience. Girl, it's your own fault. Said I had the foresight.
Oh shit, my cam ain't up. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. There we go. There we go. We're live for the first time in like a little while, like maybe like a couple weeks. I don't know. It hasn't really been too long. But we are live again, which is good. Need to build up that consistency again before I try uploading a video again, but it's all good. We're all chilling. Oh fuck, I just took my food out. We're gonna be, well actually I should probably like actually fully close that. We're gonna be watching this Destiny React. I already watched like maybe like 20 or so minutes of it. Destiny had some shit in it that he said that I was like going off on it in my head, and I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna be going off on it like this, then I should probably like, you know, I should probably like stream. I could stream this and like, you know, get a better like thing out of it. So yeah. I think it's just gonna be the intro. So while I go do something for my food, I'm gonna press play.
The home of, I think, what every YouTuber fears, right?
Yeah.
The decline.
Jesus.
What would you say you're worth today in total? YouTube ad revenue. That's the big boy. That's what's bringing in the primary cash monies right now.
And I showed you my numbers. I made about
Yeah.
Things quickly go from being really funny and hilarious to like very stupid and pathetic.
$1 million. Incredible.
in 17 years.
That's actually
This is financial audit, not dating audit.
uh-oh.
So, what do we do when you're no longer here and you've left nothing to a widow?
And nothing I'm about to say is an excuse.
Let's hear it.
One of the dumbest purchases I've ever made.
That's one of the dumbest purchases you've ever made. Oh,
Yeah.
that's okay.
But again, I was,
Oh, Caleb. Is it boogie time? Make your parents' house in Florida your primary residence and live in New York City for 6 months, blink per year. I just had a discussion with somebody about this on tax. I'm pretty sure the taxable income that you have, I don't think it doesn't matter where you live at all, I'm pretty sure. What matters is where you work. I'm almost positive that unless you're trying to do tax fraud. Generally, I believe in the United States of America, state taxes are owed in
could
the
also-
state that you're planning to work in, not your.
You
not
could also
your
just type
primary
in chat.
residence. I work from home for a company based in Michigan. I'm out of state and only get taxed from my state. Happy birthday. Yeah, that's generally how it should work. I'm pretty sure in every part of the United States, you're taxed where you work.
ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, Boogie290, coming at you live again through the power of the internet. I'm an old school YouTuber that was like one of the first to the market.
You didn't do the standard, like, oh, things are starting to work in YouTube, let's move to LA. Or, I know that was a huge thing a few years ago.
I was really tempted to, but as I said back at the time, I was LA poor, Arkansas rich.
Sadly, to be blunt, you're kind of the home of, I think, what every YouTuber fears, right?
Yeah.
The decline.
Jesus.
I think you went from, if I'm not mistaken, millionaire. Correct? A technical
I was
millionaire.
close. I was really, really close. At one point, I had, and I mean like for 2 days, when
Yeah.
I say close. For 2 days, I had about $780,000, $800,000 in crypto. Went to bed one night, and it was worth half that when I woke up.
Well, what were you in?
So here's my biggest regret. I originally invested in Ethereum, and this was based on a few friends becoming.
I know this is like not even like a year old, but even here, Boogie looks better here than he does currently. And he's lost weight from here to now, from where this is to now. He's lost weight. He's lost weight, but he looks better here overall than he does currently. And socially as well.
Okay, this is dark, and I don't like to kick a man while he's down. Okay. The videos that he posted, was this within like 6 months? Does anyone remember? I think he posted a video, and he was like, I'm up big, I'm so happy, I just bought a Tesla, everything is so great, blah, blah, blah. And I think it was within a few months, he's like, guys, I got a huge problem. I've lost everything. I'm like in debt. I want to say it was within like a few months that it happened. I was like, oh God. Oh God.
Millionaires, and I had like an initial investment of about $200,000.
Wait, hold on.
Put me.
You can say whatever you want to say in chat, Abby. That's up to you.
So here's my biggest
I don't care.
regret.
We've already
I
established
originally
that.
invested in Ethereum, and this was based on a few friends becoming Ethereum millionaires. And I had like an initial investment of about $200,000. I put it in, and then it fell for the first time.
Yeah.
Like 200,000 went down to like 80. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't really need the money right now. I'm making money. I can live off of
How
that.
much were you making?
10 to 15,000, I think.
A month?
Yeah, in a month. Right.
Incredible, yeah.
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, incredible wealth, more than you could ever hope to spend, right?
Yeah.
And eventually, that crypto went up to past my investment point. Got close. If I held onto my Ethereum right now, if I had never needed to dip into it and I had not gambled on stupid altcoins, I probably have a 1.5 million in Ethereum right now.
Even
One quick thing that I want to tell you about gambling is when you're gambling with investments, okay, be very, very, very careful about thinking about your potential money because you're evaluating it retrospectively in ways that you never would have acted, even if you made better choices. Here's a really, really, really common example for this, okay? I've talked about this a few times, okay? A lot of people will look at where Bitcoin is today and they'll say, Oh my God. I sold 100 Bitcoins, okay? I sold 100 Bitcoins for 60 cents, okay? I made, what is that, $6? $60. I made $60. And now if I had those Bitcoins, I would be like a multimillionaire or whatever. I don't know how 100 Bitcoins worth, right? The reality is though, is if you could go back in time and you could undo your sale at 60 cents, you would have sold when it was $2. Or you would have sold when it was $10.
He does make a pretty good point
But the
here.
idea that you would have the prescience to hold that until like, because people will retroactively evaluate their decision. Like, God, I could have
No, Abby, I don't care. We've established that you're the one that is worried about all that.
just sold at the peak. Like, bro, you're never selling at the peak. You would have never been able to time that. Why would you think you'd be able to do that? You know, if anything, you probably would have sold at $2. You would have probably bought at 10.
You can say whatever you want in chat. It does not matter to me. We've already established that.
Then you would have sold at like 9. Then you would have bought again at like 10,000. Then you would have bought even more at like 60,000. Like so much so that your cost basis would have increased to like, 50, 55,000. Then you would have dumped them all at 30,000. Like you probably would have made 50 million more stupid fucking decisions. Like the idea that like, if I would have just not sold at 60 cents, I would be a multimillionaire because I would have made every single investment decision perfectly past that point is stupid. Don't ever mind yourself like that because you never would have made all these other decisions like well. It's just not true yet.
Even still, like, I don't even, okay, what year was that? What year was that?
The initial investment happened in 2019. No, 2019. Yeah.
Okay, how much did you put into Ethereum?
200,000.
200,000 in 2000.
The initial investment was in 2018.
Okay.
And then the first market crash.
2018. Let's say you put it at the beginning. S&P 500 was worth 271. Now it's worth 458. It would have almost doubled. Almost doubled to
If I put in like
400,000.
traditional stocks or traditional.
Just the S&P 500 just following the market in general.
Yep.
Was there not a single person surrounding you? Was there not a single person just in your YouTube circle, in the family circle, who was like, dude,
I had the
you're
opposite.
making money.
I had the opposite. I had people telling me, you should invest in crypto. Everybody I knew was
Everyone
investing.
you knew.
All of my YouTuber friends, McJuggernuggets kid behind the camera, all these people.
Okay.
They're like, look, I've made millions from crypto. I've made millions from crypto. Nobody was telling me that it was too late in the game. Nobody was.
Also, never believe anybody that tells you they've made XYZ money in crypto if they don't show you their portfolio. The vast majority of people, or here, you know what? You want a hot take? You know who made the most money in crypto is people that scammed with it, okay? Some people got lucky. Most of the winners are scammers, okay? That's the reality. It's not because they traded it intelligently. It's because they just scammed.
Was telling me that I bought Ethereum at $30 and now you're going to buy it at 280.
It wasn't even too late in the game. It's just like crypto's a gamble.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a straight
it
up a
is.
gamble. It's like, I hardly consider it an investment versus like traditional. Okay. So
I mean, not to make any excuses, but keep in mind, I didn't come from money. I'm the son of a coal miner, right? And so no one in my life was ever trying to teach me what to do with
It's
money
true.
or how to do it with money. So somebody comes along and they're like, look, I took
Name of the Caucasian girl shot, please. Someone should know. Why do you want to know so bad?
my initial million
Yes.
and I turned it into 20 million.
Yeah.
You should do that too.
Oh my God.
That I bought Ethereum at $30 and now you're going to buy it at 280.
Also, keep this in mind too, guys, okay? Unless you are incredibly intelligent, why would you, or like, when I say incredibly, actually, no, I'm sorry. If you're listening to me saying this, you aren't, okay? Why would you ever assume that you can make such easy money? The thing that you should be thinking in your mind always, when somebody sells you something that seems too good to be true, you should always be thinking, why isn't every single person doing this if it's so easy? If it's so easy to make so much money, why isn't everybody jumping on this opportunity, right? That should always be your go-to, should always be the thing that's popping into your brain first, okay?
it wasn't even too late in the game. It's just like crypto's a gamble.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a straight
it
up a
is.
gamble. It's like, I hardly consider it an investment versus like traditional. Okay. So
I mean, not to make any excuses, but keep in mind, I didn't come from money. I'm the son of a coal miner, right? And so no one in my life was ever trying to teach me what to do with
It's
money
true.
or how to do it with money. So somebody comes along and they're like, look, I took my initial million
Yes.
and I turned it into 20 million. You should do that too.
That's why I'm excited about this conversation. Usually on the show, I just meet with random people who are they're either part of the audience or they're off the street,
right.
and I just help them through the situations. You're an interesting case here because you follow the case of the professional athlete, the actor, the YouTuber.
Yep.
Boom, lots of money comes in. We put it here, we put it there, we just spend it, it just goes crazy. Then we end up broke. It's
Yeah.
a traditional story, and that's why I'm so excited to have this conversation. Is because you just followed that path. I mean, what would you say you're worth today in total? Since you guys are so awesome for supporting me, I partnered with a company called Kudos to give some money back to you. So stick to the end of this to see how you can participate. Kudos is fantastic because they double the
okay.
cash back you receive on every item purchase with
Play a
simple
game while we're
click of a
doing
button.
this.
So check it out for free. The rewards are great, and if you get the grand prize, it's like a bonus Christmas gift. The equity in your house is what's carrying you.
Yeah, that's everything.
Yeah.
My bottom line comes down to if and when I need to sell my house, I'll have a nest egg of probably $300,000 that I can hopefully invest smartly this time and live off of the dividends. I would like to think I wouldn't screw up a second time. I wouldn't like buy crypto a second time.
Crypto, but like what
know.
next? Like, would you say you've become educated?
Something that I'm also really curious about, or did this happen and I missed it? Boogie sounds like he's a really good mindset to be addicted to gambling. The way that he talks about money, the way that he aims for like making money, the way that he engages with like risk, sounds like a guy that would be a perfect candidate for a gambling addiction. Has he never fallen into that or never tried it? Or
So I just want to start with the basic things for where we are today. YouTube
Novel
ad revenue.
selection?
That's the big
Ooh.
boy. That's what's bringing in the primary,
And I showed you my numbers. I made about
Yeah.
$44,000
sorry,
last year, but
which gives us $3,724 a month on average. But we know a lot of that has to do with
huge
that big
spike came from this latest documentary, right?
Okay, the documentary linked
And that-
below. Mike's awesome.
And that spike absolutely will not be sustainable. Now I have a few other projects. I got a great podcast in the works called the Lolcow Podcast. We just made our 5th episode. It's profitable. I
much
think
is
that's
it
going to be
brought
an income bring-in. That's easily going to bring in probably $2,000 a month, I think, within the next
Okay.
6 months. So that's going to be a nice lifeline.
Mm-hmm.
My YouTube numbers, I think, are going to settle at probably $3,000 a month. But if you look at my finances, if we've gotten into them, to be comfortable, $2,100 mortgage, $800 a month health insurance,
Yeah.
Utilities, bills, everything. I need about $7,000 a month to maintain my existing lifestyle, which I just don't think we can do.
hold on, I need to list that 1 second. Wait, why does he need $7,000 a month?
My YouTube numbers, I think, are going to settle at probably $3,000 a month. But if you look at my finances, if we've gotten into
Don't
them,
die, please. Oh,
to be comfortable, $2,100.
I'm just
mortgage,
coughing like that because.
$800 a
Ooh.
month health insurance.
Ooh,
Damn.
I'm just coughing like that because I had a lot of salt in my
Health
food,
insurance. Holy shit, okay.
which like overactivates like
Jesus.
my saliva.
Is that a lot for an individual? Problems, 800 a month?
Ugh.
Normal? I don't know what the average, but okay.
Utilities, bills, everything. I need about $7,000 a month.
Okay, how did we get to $7,000 a month from $2,900 in monthly bills? We've got health insurance and we've got mortgage. That was $2,900. How did we just jump from 7,000?
GGO?
Hold on, somebody
I
said
don't
something.
remember
I'm sorry. I know I repeat a lot. I don't care if I repeat a lot. I do this in real life too. Okay, get over it. Somebody said it's interesting how Boogie can explain his problems so clearly and know the steps he has to take to change his lifestyle, yet he doesn't do it. There are some people in life that get a big dopamine kick out of accurately stating their problems and accurately stating the solutions. They've intellectualized that, but they get the reward just from talking about it, and then they don't ever actually do it. So just because somebody knows what they need to do, they're saying they know what they need to do, and they're saying the right things, doesn't mean that they're going to do it. They just feel good saying they know what they need to do, but then they continue to follow the emotional impulses later. I think Boogie does this a lot, unfortunately.
To maintain my existing lifestyle, which I just don't think we can do.
Oh, well, trust me, we will get there.
yeah.
Patreon, like honestly, what's even the point? It's $122 a month.
I
at this
never,
point.
I never.
Are you doing
promote it.
anything
No, I don't.
on there?
No, I never promote it.
Hot.
Okay, to
What's hot?
diversify some of the income stream here, we launched a Patreon. We did a budgeting program, but we didn't just do them as cash grabs. We actually thought of them as potential future business avenues. And the way that we did them is we put way more value into them than what we were charging.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And
So my
that's actually becomes a
Patreon, if you go
sustainable thing.
and read it, it originally said, this is an AdSense forgiveness Patreon. If you want to give me $5 a month because you use ad blocker, please do it. That was all. I never promoted it. I never pushed it. I never, for the
But
most
you have
part.
dedicated fans. You do have dedicated fans. You've gone from almost 4 million subscribers down to, or almost 5 million subscribers down to, gonna fall below 4 potentially.
Yeah, it probably will. Probably by the time this airs, honestly. There's a very real chance, yeah.
With that, like there's clearly people that are still very dedicated boogie heads,
And I've
whatever
never-
you might call them.
I did ask these people for help like a year ago, and the internet publicly shamed me,
You've
right?
asked people
'Cause I
for help a
provided
lot.
no value. I mean, like one time I threw myself on I took a huge hit to my health, and I was like,
Yeah.
got really scared because
If you weren't successful using Tinder/dating apps, would you spend the money on escorts like Boogie? For me personally, I feel like paying for sex feels bad because I feel like the other person isn't into it, and that I think it can be like hot as like a kink or a fetish, but as like an ordinary way to get sex, like for normal sex, it feels like I don't think I can handle that. That feels a little, just for me personally. But I know different people have different engagements with that. How would you talk to someone with a mental like Boogie IRL? I wouldn't. I'm not trying to shit on Boogie, okay? I'm sure he excels in some things, but some people in life are, I would call them energy vampires. And what they do is they have the same problems, and they have these problems, and they happen over and over and over again. And that person has all the tools that they need to fix those problems, but for some reason they don't. And I don't know why. And they know what they need, and they just don't. I can't have those people in my life. I weed them out, or I stop talking to them. I just can't. I can't handle the same problem over and over and over again and watch somebody be self-destructive and not doing that. Yeah.
these medical bills are starting to pile up. And this one time I came out and I'm like, hey, I really could use some help.
Wasn't there the oops? I just accidentally bought a $100,000 Tesla. Please give me money.
That was a bit. Like I never bought a Tesla. I never.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't get a Tesla?
No, of course not.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
I'm driving a Toyota hybrid Corolla that
See-
I bought used for $20K.
Yeah, I saw the Toyota. I was like,
Jesus. Okay.
did he get rid of his Tesla?
Never had one.
Never had one. So that's his internet rumor.
I mean, so I did.
Well, for a reason.
We're coming off the back of Ready Player One. The DeLorean was all the rage again. Back to the Future anniversaries just happened. I'm like, this seems like a smart investment. While I was in the showroom, and I got home, and I put a $2,500 deposit down, and I'm like crunching the numbers. Looking,
Wait, is he saying if I did, or did he actually do it?
I'll spend $50,000 today on a down payment.
Yeah.
I'll loan out the other 50. This is a stupid decision.
It would have been aggressively stupid. I'm
Right.
so glad you didn't
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, yeah.
You didn't do
If you
that.
did,
That
why
was
not?
one of the scariest things
But
that
it-
I thought I heard.
But at that point, why not just play the character?
Is
right?
it?
At that
well-
point, just let the internet do what the internet's going to do, right?
Hold on, wait. People are saying that Boogie is lying, and you retards are only in the tweet. He's saying that he was just memeing when he tweeted. He didn't actually buy this. He's just memeing. So you guys are taking the bait.
Facebook, $76 comes in a month. Again, what are we doing there? We're just posting some clips and just nothing's happening, or
No, this is Meta PC. So this is a sponsor that I have. We get 5%.
All right.
Yeah, we get 5% of the sales that we make in a month. So some months it's low like this, $76. On a really good month, it's maybe 300.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's keep going through the income.
One thing that I love my family. I love my family. Okay, there are good things and there are bad things that I've learned. Well, no, thankfully I avoided that. I don't like shitting on people. Okay. You know what? Actually, I just gave them $250,000 to pay their shit off. I can talk about it. I can talk about their finances. Okay. Compliment sandwich. Here's a good thing and a bad thing that I've learned from my dad. Okay. A good thing that I learned from my dad is a workhorse. Okay. This man will put himself into the grave working hours at work. Okay. You cannot ever call this man lazy. Okay. Whether that's 18 hours a day at whatever, like he will always be working. He's by no means is he lazy. Okay. However, an issue that both my parents had was they were addicted to commission-style jobs, because the thought was, why would I work a conventional job when I could theoretically sell a security system that nets me a $5,000 commission in one day? Why would I go and work this loser hourly job when I could do Amway or build a business where if I hit it big, I could do this? And that type of thought process poisoned their ability to pay debt, not have their houses foreclosed on, not file multiple bankruptcies. It just like destroyed their ability to.
That is a really
and
dangerous
I see a
mindset.
lot of that behavior in Boogie too. Like, well, on a really good month, I can make this month. On a really good thing, I can do this. On a really blah. He says that a lot, and he speaks about that. And there's a lot of like big months that save him from ruin, but it's very hard for him to be like, well, what should I expect my income to be? What should I? What is my smooth curve? People that get addicted to these commission schemes never seem to think like that. They're always chasing that high commission reward, and yeah, that sucks.
Twitch again, not for some reason I would have thought you were doing better on Twitch.
And here's the thing: it's because number one, I don't stream as often as I like.
Why?
I get very anxious doing it. Most of the bad things that I ever said, I said on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
And it's because I have this, trying to totally break character with you here, I have this very Andy Kaufman-esque character. Also that, and I'm an idiot. And so I will either push the edge because I grew up on Andy Kaufman, Sam Kinison, Richard Pryor, George Carlin, Andrew Dice Clay. I love shock humor.
If you want to say that like edgy humor works, or if you want to be like a shock jock or whatever, I've said this before a couple times. I've said this a lot actually, and it's really important when you look at some people.
How do I change my shit?
This is worthless advice because you guys aren't content creators, but for other content creators who are listening, if you want to be edgy, or if you want to be like, yeah, we'll just say edgy. It has to feel like you're being edgy, and it's you being edgy and not you being salty. The difference between this might be hard to distinguish, but if an audience feels like you're salty and you're not just being edgy, things quickly go from being really funny and hilarious to like very f***ing stupid and pathetic. And that's an easy line to cross, and you have to be very careful. I don't think Boogie's problem, and I could be wrong because I'm not super familiar with his content, but I feel like Boogie's problem has never been that like, well, sometimes I'm like Andy Kaufman, I'm just too edgy. It's not that. It's that people perceive his edginess as like desperation or anger and striking out against something else that is not warranted. I think that's usually Boogie's problem. But I could be wrong on that. That's just my impression. It's more that times have changed. A certain political side of the aisle mostly ruined edgy comedy. I don't know how much I believe that. That might be true, but it's hard to say. Because most of the time when people send me examples of like people getting this reminds me when people are like, oh yeah, like notice that you can't ask any questions about like Jews or the Holocaust. Notice that. And it's like, no, you can, but you weren't just asking questions. You were telling people that the Holocaust was fake, and you were recommending them Holocaust revisionist authors while claiming that Jewish billionaires were threatening us. Like you're way past that. You're way past that. Why are you pretending like it's one thing or it's another? But not to say that there are woke people that do try to police like media and shit. Like it definitely happens, but sometimes I feel like it's a little overblown. I cringed, and maybe I'm too far past it all. Like when I see stand-up comedians doing another bit about how like, oh, people are so woke today, I'm like, we get it. Like, am I gonna get canceled for the thing? Okay, bro, like just get to your jokes. Okay, this is like kill me, you know? Ugh. Shit. Hold on. My mom is calling me. Oh, probably to wish me happy birthday. Please don't sing it to me. Hello? Ugh. Come on. I love you too. Listen, I'm gonna text you and we're gonna hang out soon, okay? My parents and I have problems, but they're both adorable people. I love them both.
Against the character I play, against the reputation I have, I don't like crowdsourcing.
But you refuse to get a job, and you need money to survive.
It's less of
so we have to do
refuse
something.
It's less of refuse and more that I just don't know if I could.
I do have good news about that, though.
Yeah.
You're not going to have 4 million subscribers for long, so you can get a job now.
Also, a really hard thing. I always warn girls about this that are doing any sex work related stuff, like OnlyFans or camming or whatever. One thing you have to be really careful, and Boogie, YouTube, really this is true for everybody in content creation, but it's especially true for girls that get into sex work related stuff, is going back to ordinary employment and stuff is really hard because your mind has been f***ed with the amount of money that you can make doing other stuff. I don't think somebody like Boogie, I don't even know if I could. I don't know if anybody that's made a ton of money on content creation could step back into a normal, hourly, uneducated job. That would be really difficult for most people. But ideally, if you've been working in this industry for this long, hopefully you've developed some skills that allows you to move peripherally into something related. Ideally, you'd hope, right? But
That's something I would actually ever say, you know.
Merch. People aren't really buying your merch.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'd take $20 free a month, for selling
I
the
get it
product.
as well, but when I start seeing people on this show, especially business people, who are just so scattered in different pots, and little's coming in here, so it's not adding up to much. Instead of, again, this is what I was going to start bringing up with Twitch. Like you say, oh, I'm not really on there much, and things have been
Happy birthday, debate pervert lover content. Thanks.
consequences from what I've
Right.
said, and then I'm feeling anxious about it. Then I'm just like, okay, we're done with Twitch. Who even gives? Focus all in what we know can be the revenue builder all time.
Which continues to be YouTube ads.
Yes, it does. This is absolutely the biggest number that we have seen here so far. Now, would I be able to? They're not going to be able to see it, but would I be able to see the studio app?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think I showed you a screenshot.
Yes, I just.
think I gave
There's
you
a couple
some
things
show.
I'm curious about. Private for my eyes only, not for you. Okay, so what I'm mostly curious about, I want to go lifetime. So, dude, okay, this is what the revenue looks like. YouTube revenue starts, right? Because obviously, first of all, when YouTube started, it's just,
I mean,
trying
the
to make
first
a
3
living
years,
off of it.
first 3 years I started on YouTube, there was no partner
exactly.
program. Partner program didn't exist.
So we go like, and then just trickle to where we are today is what your graph looks like. That scares me.
Yeah, I had like 2 good years. If you look at the 17-year history, I had like 2 really good years.
You've made $1.3 million. Incredible.
In 17 years,
That's actually way less money than I had expected. That's actually
Yeah. That's a lot less.
Working class. That's did he say 1.3 million? That's okay. So it's a couple things here. So one, this is on the YouTube revenue tracker. So divide by 17. That's 76K a year pre-tax. He's paying double FICA because he's got the what is it, Schedule C? This is a self-employment tax. So we're knocking 15.6%, which is 84.4 times 80 is the. So we knock that right off the top, plus federal and state tax if he's in state. That's way less money. However, I will say that I'm sure he's made money in other. And this is also assuming a smooth income curve the entire time. It's not. There's going to be some years where he had a higher tax liability than other years because of the brackets that he probably moved up in. Although he's probably making money in other sources too. But geez, that's way less than I would have expected off of AdSense for his channel for 17 years. Or in 17. Geez. Okay, sorry.
And we
which
have,
comes out
no-
to what per year?
I know, but that's still
Are
an
you a math
incredible
guy?
amount of money. Well, not a public math guy.
Yeah.
What did I say? 1.3
Yeah.
over 17. 17 was when you started earning, or
15 would have been when I started.
yeah, $86,000 a year. Well, I mean, you're above the median
I mean, that's
household
that'd
income.
be out of disability, which is what I was on when I started the YouTube channel.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. But this, managing money correctly and not spending a lot of it on prostitution, would equate to us having at least a little bit of money now.
Well, again, to address that important part of the doc,
Yeah.
number one, those numbers are rounded up. Mike admitted that those numbers are rounded up and adjusted. Secondly, the majority of that money was spent traveling. And I
Yeah.
went to the Game Awards. I went to Disney. It was still a huge waste of money. But I think if we're dropping character, and I think if we're being genuine here, I think I tried to get a travel channel off the ground and try to do what my friend Jacob the Carpetbagger and Adam the Woo do. And I thought people would watch me go to Disneyland, right? I'm a big fat weird guy trying to do this. Turns out they did not want to watch me do that.
So if you contributed of the 80 whatever that you're making on a monthly basis, 20% on a monthly basis, which is like just very basic recommended, contributing to just the standard stock market 8% return, being a little more conservative there from beginning to end, up years, down years, all combined 8%.
Sure.
Over the course of the 15 years, $17,000 a year would equate to almost $500,000 now. Now, obviously, we continue and just let that continue to compound and hopefully throwing more things in there, we could have gotten you to a point where, mid-60s retirement. What scares me now? I'm not going to talk about the age thing, like, whatever. This is financial.
Oh, man, I'm not making it to mid-60s. Let's just be honest.
Oh, well, that's what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the, I know a lot of people want to, okay. This is financial audit, not dating audit.
Uh-oh.
So, she's going to live longer than you.
Sure.
You guys might get married.
Wait, he's talking about the 20-year-old? So he's assuming he's dating her? Okay.
Maybe.
Sure. Probably.
What do we do when you're no longer here and you've left nothing to a widow?
when I met her, she was struggling with severe social anxiety. She was struggling with just getting her life together. When I met her, I was talking to my friend Michael, kid behind the camera, and his plan was just be the person you needed when you were in that position. Because that's who I was when I was her age. When I was 20 years old, just like her, I couldn't function in the world. I played EverQuest and World of Warcraft and built terrible websites and made a barely passable income.
What does this have to do with you leaving her or anything?
Well, hold on, I'm getting to that.
Okay.
If I left her,
I would also say, Kelly got mad at me when I gave this advice. There are times in your life where you're not ready to jump into a relationship and don't do it. But also, you need to recognize when you need help versus when other people need help. Boogie obviously needs a lot of help
You don't
in
say.
his life. I don't know why he would also pick somebody that apparently has a lot of problems and needs a lot of help. That seems like a really toxic relationship waiting to happen. I don't know if Boogie's in the right place in life to be able to... I don't know if Boogie's in the right place in life to be able to take on such a huge, monumental project.
destitute,
Yeah.
Destiny.
my plan is to still leave her better off than she was.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
Like get her out
Sure.
into the world, get her the experience she needs, get her working when she's ready.
but if we're
Get her an
responsible with money, you
education when
actually
she's
leave
ready.
her a nest egg instead of just,
Well,
putting
right.
life
I'm just
now.
saying. I'm just saying right now that's a conversation her and I have had, and like that's a very real possibility. And she's chosen to stay with me because she's not in it for the money, right?
Damn, Dr. Disrespect 38K viewers still. Good job.
She's in
No.
it for the life experience. She's in it for the love.
38K viewers still, good job.
She's in it to become a better and stronger person.
But as a
I'm helping her do
partnership,
that.
caring about the
Oh,
other partner,
this is
you
like a
want,
long time
instead
ago.
of
This was
putting
before
now
anything.
with instant gratification, we want to leave
Well, that's why I'm
something.
here.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I'm sitting down with you today.
No,
Because
absolutely.
I'm hoping you can help me create a financial plan that can.
That's why I don't
move
call
us
it
in
out
that
immediately
direction.
so you don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a mortgage.
We
Now,
have
this
one.
is your biggest equity position. What do we think the house is worth today?
Zillow tells me 480. One of the houses in the neighborhood just sold for a little over $5 million. It's the same size. Or sorry, $500,000.
Okay.
And it's the same size as mine. It's literally across the street and it just sold. So I think there's a very real chance that I need to put maybe 20,000 of work into it. We need new carpets. We need paint.
I will also say this, and just so you know, a lot of people disagree with me. Even people smarter than me might disagree with me, and I would fight all of those people. I feel incredibly confident on this take, unless there are exotic financial products that I am not aware of. It is often said over and over again that the number one way American families build wealth is through home ownership. I think that is a tactical and strategic mistake. You should not view your home as a vehicle for wealth.
This is the part that I was
because,
like, "Whoa, my
one,
god, this guy's a fucking idiot."
it's not. You live there. It
Like
is
part
a
of this
house
part.
for you to live in. That is the primary purpose of a primary
Doesn't stop it from being an investment. They're not mutually exclusive.
residence, not an investment residence. Number one. Number two, the liquidity is poor to non-existent, depending on what the life cycle is on your loan, depending on what the market conditions are, and depending on the credit available to you. You might not be able to pull any cash out of it through a home equity line of credit, a HELOC, or other forms of fucking annuities or reverse mortgages, whatever bullshit, right? Yeah, those are a couple things. Also, as a result of this, I think that some Americans get into this stupid idea that refurbishing or re-whatevering your home is like an investment, and it's not. That's bullshit. Don't view it that way. This is like, well, if I repair my roof, that's $20K, but it's going to increase the value of my house by $30K. First of all, that's bullshit. It never works that way. Whenever you're paying for a renovation, is not going to increase the value of the house more than the cost of the renovation. That's bullshit. That almost never happens. Okay. Otherwise, people just constantly do this for infinite. It'd be an infinite money hack, right? Yeah. Don't get locked into that stupid mindset that like, well, this is an investment action because I'm doing refurbishing and my home. Don't know. That's stupid. Don't. Yeah. Just. I think it's really stupid that Americans get locked in this idea of viewing their primary residence as a wealth-building vehicle. It's dumb. Don't do that. Okay? Don't do that.
Backwards to make sure that mortgage gets paid.
Yeah.
If I have to sell everything I own, if I have to, and I have, we've made some concessions that I'm not entirely comfortable sharing because the people involved are private people.
Sure.
But I did move a roommate in. He's been helping a little bit here and there. I had a roommate over the last 25 years. He's finally been able to kick in a little bit as well. So we are finding ways to,
So there's two roommates.
yeah.
Okay. What was the purchase price of this house?
The original purchase price $275, and then I refinanced in 2018 because of my divorce. So the loan in 2018 became $200,000 because I put more money down because I had money to put down. So I got it down to 207.
And we're at 4.3%. What are we going to refinance? You're going to get like hit to 8% if you refinance.
The plan would be to try to bring the initial monthly payment down, but I really don't want to have to ever do that.
Again, I'm glad he just said this because this was Abba and I were talking about earlier in this. Remember, a poor person way to think about money is to think in terms of monthly payments. And that's what he's doing. I put more money down. I invested more so that my monthly payment would be lower. First of all, I don't know if I missed this. Does he have any debt whatsoever? Because if you're putting money into a loan that is currently costing you 4.25%, was it 4.25% interest? Why aren't you paying off high interest debt first? Does he have any high interest debt? He has a shit ton, or is it just the mortgage? Because if you've got high interest debt, like a car even would probably qualify as high interest if you've got Boogie's credit. Maybe, maybe not, I have to say it. But if you got a car, credit cards, anything like that, always pay off the high interest debt before a mortgage. Secondly, 4.25% interest, that money should probably sit in an investment account. Invest in the stock market. Why would you have... Why would you be paying off your mortgage earlier for a lower monthly payment when you could just invest it? Like throw in an S&P 500, throw it into an ETF, throw it into a mutual fund, throw it into an IRA. Get a tax advantage account, unless he doesn't have the discipline to keep the money there. But
because we're 5 years into a 15 years, so we paid so much principal off.
Wow, you did 15-year.
Yeah, I was making good money at the time, so why not do 15 years? But now we're, from 2018 to now, we're 5 years into a 15-year. Now, I'm no math wizard, and you are the math wizard, but that means I paid a good amount of principal off, right? I'm earning a very solid amount of equity by staying in that house, right?
Hold on, I gotta listen to this.
Paid to ever do that.
Oh, God.
Because we're 5 years into a 15 years, so we paid so much principal off.
Wow, you did 15-year.
Yeah, I was making good money at the time, so why not do 15 years? But now
the reason why you wouldn't do it is because money, especially when you're talking about financing, this was in 2018, money is cheap. We live in a cheap money economy. If people are going to lend you at exorbitantly low interest rates, I think you'd say exorbitantly low, right? Then you take that loan and you stretch out as long as you can. You throw the extra money in an investment account. You don't need to do a 15-year mortgage. But again, if you have really poor financial responsibility, I could see somebody saying like, dude, if you can do a 15-year mortgage, do it because you're too irresponsible to save the money anyway. But like, yeah, like why? Yeah, you're not helping yourself. And also, like, you keep saying building equity. So what? What are you going to do with that equity? One, you shouldn't be touching it. And two, if you are going to build equity and you're bragging about that, is it to pull the equity out later for something else? You can spend more money and get into more debt? Like, are you taking a disfavorable loan in that it's 15 years when your monthly payments are higher and the amount of loaned money, the term decreases to 15 years from 30 when you could have borrowed the money for a lot longer? You're doing all of this so that what? So that you can borrow money against the equity of your house for what? High interest debt or other things? Like, what do you, none of this makes sense. It makes sense in like it makes sense in a way that 95% of you retards probably say, I build equity, good. I don't like paying a rent for an apartment because I waste my money, but not on a house. I spend money wisely. It doesn't, financially, none of that works out. It's stupid. This is things that,
It's just wrong,
I'm sorry,
but okay.
I shouldn't even make fun of Boogie for this because most people don't understand this. So it's actually a pretty normal thing that Boogie's saying. I'm sorry.
Now we're, from 2018 to now, we're 5 years into a 15-year. Now, I'm no math wizard, and you are the math wizard, but that means I paid a good amount of principal off, right? I'm earning it.
Oh, someone in Kick Chat just typed out the f***ing meme. I disagree on the home ownership. Paying rent is just pissing away money for a place to live. How will you build any equity? If you're spending the equivalent of your mortgage in rent, you get zero payback on rent. Over time, you'll have some equity. Saying that you may not be able to get any equity of the house is just silly. You can most likely get some equity out of the house if you need it. Of course, you can sell and get the money out. First of all, you're not paying for an investment vehicle. You're paying for a place to live, okay? Number one, that's what a house
doesn't stop
is.
it from being
That's
an
what apartment
investment.
is. Number two, you want to talk about pissing away money? I'm trying to think of, hold on, I don't think I have the documents in my email. I'm trying to remember how much money I...
Here's the bit that I was talking about, and it's like all the things that he's about to... All the things he's about to talk about and bring up aren't pissing away money on in ownership of a house.
I paid to replace the air conditioner in my apartment.
Wow, the thing that might happen in a house, maybe one, like, let's see, when I was living at my parents still, how many times did we have to, let's see, I'm 23, so living there for over 20 years, how many times do we have to replace the air conditioner? Oh yeah, never. Oh, once. And I don't even think we didn't even replace it. We just had to get it fixed.
I'm trying to remember how much money I paid to replace the roof on my apartment.
Let's see, that thing that's covered by insurance. If you have house insurance, so it doesn't cost that it doesn't really cost that much. And typically, if the roofing damage, and when it comes to an apartment, you're risking your shit getting fucked up, having to wait however long it takes for your apartment to actually get the shit fixed.
I'm trying to remember how much money or time I spent maintaining the lawn in my apartment.
Let's see, something that doesn't cost that much money to do, and the time part is fucking irrelevant.
I'm trying to remember how much money I paid because I had foundation cracks for my apartment.
Something I've this is like him saying that was like the first time I ever heard about like having foundation cracks.
I'm trying to remember how much money I paid because I wanted new countertops. I'm trying to remember how much money I paid because my refrigerator.
Well, I'm pretty sure in apartments you can't just want new countertops and get them. So that's like actually a point against fucking apartment bullshit. Because if you want new countertops, tough shit. And I'm pretty sure you would have to pay you can't just go to your apartment. Hey, I want new countertops, and then they just do it for you. That's not how like an apartment. That's not how like being in an apartment would work. So he tried.
Refrigerator broke down.
Wow, that thing that might happen once every decade, if that.
I'm trying to remember how much money I paid in closing costs, loan servicing, property taxes, home insurance, homeowners insurance. I'm trying to imagine how much money did I pay? Oh, nothing.
Yeah, you spent nothing, but the amount that it costs doing those is completely outweighed by how much you're spending every fucking year on rent, fucking retard. Like, that's just so fucking stupid. Oh, how much did it cost me when I had to get my refrigerator replaced? Yeah, so it might cost you, like, what? I don't know how much a fucking regular, like, a fridge, refrigerator. Let's see. I mean, I'd say, like, that looks like a pretty decent refrigerator, under $700, an Insignia refrigerator. Or like you can get a fucking one of the big fucking nice ones with like the see-through fucking glass on one side for still like, before taxes, under $1,000. So like, but then I guarantee your fucking monthly rent is over $1,000. So if my fridge goes out and I spend $1,000 buying a new fucking nice ass fridge, right? Already by the end of that month, it's already more financially like viable than spending that same amount of money every month on fucking rent. It's a literal dog shit argument to try to like
All of that
against
payment that I just
homeownership.
talked about is you
It's
setting
such
your
a
money on
dog shit
fire in your own
argument.
house, okay? The people that say, well, you just piss away money when you rent an apartment are 24-year-olds that have never owned a house in their life.
So, just people that are just younger than you, because I don't think you've ever owned a house, Destiny. Like, you've only ever lived in apartments. The only type of person that could think that living in an apartment is just isn't just pissing away money is someone who's only ever lived in apartments. Besides whenever they were a kid and maybe lived in their parents' house, or if their parents only lived in an apartment, which I assume his parents lived in a house.
Go talk to somebody that's 30 or 40 and ask them about what it means to piss money away when they tell you about the new house that they bought, that they were going to spend $15,000 getting the roof changed, and when the roofers pulled up the tiles, they found that there were 7 other layers of tiles under it, and the $15,000 project all of a sudden became a $40,000 project that now the city wants to sanction because they use asbestos on like half the rate. There's like, yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry, because I don't think I've ever heard of getting like roofing tiles replaced costing $15,000. Average cost of tile roof replacement in the U.S. Let's see. Here in Louisiana, it's on average $10,000. They got some other ones, so other states where it's 15. But like, let's see. Just scrolling through this list of every state. Yeah, on average, it's below 15,000 across the United States on average. Like it's usually closer to 10 to 12 across the states, which is a lot. But then even then, like even if it costs 15,000, that might happen once, except for like the extreme cases of like a fucking natural disaster, right? Where like it fucks up your roof. Usually that would like your insurance would end up covering some of that, getting that fixed. But if it's just like out of the blue, you just want to get your fucking roofing tiles replaced, on average, like within a year, you've already like doing that one time that would last you like multiple years is only about a year's worth. Like say, and that's just going pure like best case scenario where your rent's just $1,000 straight a month. Having your roofing tiles replaced once every fucking decade is still a better fucking like that still makes a house a better fucking like investment of your money than an apartment, because you're spending the amount that it costs you one time every 10 years in every year just being in an apartment. If you're, and that's not even still accounting for like whatever stuff you have to pay for in an apartment. And it's not even and like I'm pretty sure your mortgage doesn't just randomly like change, like go up in cost. Like as long as you're paying it, I'm pretty sure your mortgage stays at whatever like the rate is. But like with an apartment, they can just be like, oh yeah, your rent's going up, and it's either like you pay that new fucking price or you fucking gotta find a new apartment. Like fucking hell.
But this idea that like, I like to build equity, I don't want to piss away money in an apartment. There are infinite ways to piss away money on a house. If you want to stay in a house for a long period of time, 5+ years, a house might be a good investment in terms of like, you're going to...
5+ years. No, what? If you're getting a house, you should be planning to stay there for like at least like a decade and a half. Like if you're gonna get this house for 5 years and then fucking move, like that's fucking that is fucking pissing away money. That is the mindset of someone who's only ever lived in fucking apartments. That's so dumb.
You're going to build equity, and that's going to be meaningful equity. Meaning you're not, because you've got closing costs and everything alone too. So if you're going to be there for more than 5 years, that's a good start, number one. Number two, if interest rates are reasonable at the time, so right now they're not that reasonable, they're pretty high because money's getting a lot more expensive to borrow. So if interest rates are low, like in the whole lead up to 2022, 2021, when they started to hike rates, maybe. And then three is if you're in a good financial spot to afford everything. Okay, there are good reasons to buy houses, and there are ways that in owning a home, you can build meaningful equity that does build wealth into the future. But if you're a random working class or middle class retard that hasn't even opened a IRA, that's never looked at a mutual fund in their entire life, and you think that you're some Don of Wall Street walking in and being like, today I made the wise investment choice to invest in a house because I'm a proud homeowner in America, and I'm gonna build so much equity because that's the best way to invest my money. Amortization? I don't even know what you mean. What is that table? I don't know. But anyway, I'm building a lot of equity, and yeah, like, the f out of here. Sorry, I'm done. Okay, back to this. We're not talking about homeownership.
Okay, this is all new for me after this point because I had stopped watching.
Staying in that house, right?
Somebody said this. I can't believe I'm getting baited to this. When you retire, ... you don't want to be renting. Maybe. Or maybe when I retire, maybe I do want to be renting, and I want to be sitting on a fat $1.5 million that I've saved over a lifetime of just throwing extra money into an investment account rather than the potential pitfalls that come with buying or selling a home. Maybe I don't want to time the sale of my home around tragic economic events that might come in really unfortunate times for me because I've now retired, and my main investment vehicle, my main vehicle for wealth is a house, which isn't a wealth investment vehicle. It's a place that I live.
It doesn't stop it from being an investment, and also... Why would you? Yeah. Nothing is stopped. Buying a house does not stop you from putting money into investment like accounts and whatnot and building wealth. It doesn't.
Sorry. Done.
Fucking hell.
That's the last one. Okay. My bad.
Well, you definitely pay more interest up front, but
Hold up.
5 years.
Let's see, right here in his chat, Destiny, as a finance professional, you're completely correct. That means you're not a finance professional because everything he's saying is completely fucking stupid. All his logic is fucking not. There is no fucking logic there. Like, oh, because you might have to buy a fridge once every like, however many years, and that fridge will on average on average, even a fucking nice ass fridge would still cost less like money than you spend in a month on rent. Like that money that I'm not spending on rent every month then goes to a fucking fridge, and then that fridge is gonna last me for multiple years, where I'm not having where I'm not having to spend that money like you would be. Like I spend money on I rent. I'm current. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I'm currently renting, and it sucks. Like if I had the money, I would definitely rather live in a house. Like if I was making mortgage money and whatnot, I'd rather be in a house. If I was making the money where I could afford to be in a house, I'd want to be in a house, like a full on, like my own property, everything. And that's the goal, but I mean that just comes with time.
You're into 15 years, you're definitely starting to see more benefit.
Right.
Absolutely. I love the rate though.
Yeah,
the rate though.
couldn't get a better rate, right?
We would like but like
with my credit, I could not have gotten a better rate
for
at the
sure.
time.
But
I mean, the reality of it is, moving out of that house and trying to stay in Northwest Arkansas near my medical professionals where I need to stay.
you have to say.
Yeah, it's a very stupid idea. There is very little in the area. I might be able to get an apartment for $900 a month. I might be able to get a duplex for $1,300 a month, but paying $2,100 in and then having some of that being brought in by roommates, I'm paying as much to live in this house and build equity as I would be giving it all to a landlord instead.
This is a poor man's way of
It's
thinking,
really not.
okay?
It's really not.
This is like, let me just tell you, because people are saying, well, what about landlords? What about landlords? You're not a landlord, retard. You're buying shit for yourself. Saying that I want to buy a house because I'm going to make money by owning the house and saying like, well, landlords do it, so it must be good. That's like buying a yellow car and expecting you to make money for it because it looks like a taxi, you retard, okay? It doesn't work that way. If it is a vehicle that you use to just drive yourself to and from work, it's not making money like a taxi because there's no cash flow. Landlords don't make money on equity. They make money by collecting rents, okay? So unless you're renting to your children, okay, or to me because I'm coming over every single night to your mom and you don't want me staying there for free every
God,
night when I'm
so pathetic
pounding
with
her
this
into the
shit.
bed, then you're not treating your house like an actual cash flow positive investment vehicle. It's just a place for you to live, okay? Stop.
It's so
We're
easy to
not
tell
talking about
whenever
it.
chat
Okay.
gets to
I
him
looked
because then he
into
starts
Reddit
talking
posts
about
of
fucking your
Grandma,
mom, fucking your
I don't
mom,
care.
fucking your mom.
This topic, this finance topic.
Like a literal kid on like
I
COD.
don't care. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay. Don't call your home real estate. You are not a real estate investor, and you don't own real estate. You have a house. It is a primary residence. The tax
That's
treatment.
you. Oh my God, he's just getting more and more retarded. A house is still real estate. Doesn't matter if you're a real estate investor or not. It's still real estate, retard. Owning a house is literally real estate. That's what real estate agents are for. You fucking retard. Like it is literally real estate. Like what? Where the fuck? How do I get to my fucking...
is as such. It has zero cash flow. Go to Canada. Made. Look it up.
Of course, I don't have the full financial history of like the last few years, but if anything that I know just from internet, this was the good choice.
Oh yeah, this is the smartest choice ever.
I'm gonna kill in the video game. I'm video game myself. That's okay. Okay.
Good choice.
Yeah.
And 30-year fix or 15-year fix, there's different philosophies on that. I personally go 30-year because I just feel like I can just make a better return on investment putting the rest of the money somewhere else. But either way, I'm totally okay with this. To limiting risk, knowing your position and knowing that the YouTube career can be, a quick whoop, I would have okay, we made 1.3 million and we owed a total of 208,000. I wish we could have just taken care of this.
But you can leverage the equity for loans, which can help you earn more money. Yeah, be careful with that because listen, and now I don't know the specifics on this, but my understanding, and I could be wrong, but my understanding is HELOCs are usually reserved for other loan-related stuff or for home improvements. Somebody could tell me if I'm wrong on this, but I don't believe you can generally take a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, and just invest that money and stuff. I'm gonna borrow $100,000 against my house and invest in a mutual fund. I don't believe I think those funds are contingent on being used for home related stuff. I could be wrong on that. I'm not sure. But I feel like because my parents obviously dabble in all these stupid financial products. I feel like I've heard that before. But I could be thinking of a home equity loan instead of a home equity line of credit. The home equity line of credit might be more free than a home equity loan. Maybe, but I'm not sure. But also, be very careful doing that. Holy shit, okay? Remember, if you default on a credit card, like what? They can get a judgment against you and garnish your wages? If you default on a HELOC, remember, the interest rate is low because that's a secured loan, and it's secured with your house, okay? So, careful, because if you he lock up, they're gonna come for your shit, okay? And now all of a sudden that investment vehicle that you have that you might lose in a default is no longer just an investment vehicle loss. Now you're homeless, okay? Shoot up heroin.
And lowered your risk profile
Yeah, yeah.
over that time instead
Of course, yeah.
instead of doing the traveling and stuff like that. Where
Of
all my
course.
money's been going, I pay a little extra towards this on a monthly basis, but where my money's mostly been going is into cash flowing properties that then pay for this if YouTube goes away completely.
Yeah.
So that's I wish we were risk mitigating.
Right.
But instead of that, we were going into crypto.
So nobody ever likes this answer,
Okay.
because it's not a good one, and nothing I'm about to say is an excuse.
Let's hear it.
But the headspace that I was in 2018 was not a very good one, and so I was not planning for a potential future because I did not feel that I had.
Yeah.
In 2018 Christmas, I had planned to take my own life, and I made it to that Christmas date, and I decided to postpone it for the dumbest reasons. Christmas Day, I'm sitting there alone. I have my dog in my lap, and my roommate's out of town, and I realized my dog's going to be sitting there with my dead body for 3 days. And I'm like, you know what? I need to wait. And I rescheduled to July 24th, 2019, which was my birthday.
Wait,
And
what
I
is he rescheduling for? I'm sorry.
For-
For suicide? Oh, Jesus Christ.
So if you look
Yeah,
at my travel
what the
schedule
fuck?
plans, in January, I spent a couple of weekends away. In February, it became 3-day weekends. And then in March, it became 4 days weekends. And by July rolled around, I spent 2 weeks in California saying goodbye to my friends with the plans of going home to end myself.
I'm very glad you didn't, by the
Well, I
way.
ended up doing some, which I do not recommend, right? We don't casually do. I did it under the, I did that with the guidance of a shaman.
Oh, he's talking about the
And
mushrooms.
my original trip was in 2019, and I realized that I had to stay on the path that I was on. I realized that this was what for better or for worse, no matter how hard this was going to be,
Yeah.
I had to stay here and do it. Now here I am, 4 years later, doing it.
Are you willing to, and I think it might be for like the true first time from just conversations I've watched preparing for this, and then obviously this conversation so far,
Sure.
are we willing to just let go of the past? The past does not define us. We are human beings that are on this life, have a life temporary on this planet, that we are growing, and let's look for the future.
Well, we are
now.
talking about the past. Like, we're talking about the financial decisions I was making in 2019.
No, I know, but when it comes to
right,
what
so like,
we
obviously it's
uploaded,
relevant. But if you're asking if I have personally moved on, yeah.
well, are we willing to in this conversation? Like, are we willing
Sure,
to just,
unless you ask me why I was making these financial decisions in 2019, I'm going to tell you, kid. I'm going to tell you.
That's fair enough.
Right.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But when it comes to I uploaded this many YouTube videos then and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like, okay, let's what can we do in the future? Just make this awesome,
Right.
so that we can make sure you're financially secure.
But I
That's
effectively,
what
I had a nervous breakdown at the end of 2019.
Jesus.
And I don't even think you could put this in your video, but I said something extremely inflammatory. I said that the people who had spent the last year harassing me, getting my sponsors to stop supporting me, attacking my fans, and attacking me personally, I said that they were worse than, which is not a thing you can say.
Worse than what? Is that inflammatory? Okay.
It's also not true. It's hyperbole. I didn't mean it, but I said this on live stream. Right? You can't take that back once the cat's out of the bag.
You in live streams.
Yeah, right. Which used to be extremely lucrative. I used to make $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month from live streaming when I was really good at it and really pushing it. I would live stream for 3 hours a night, 5 nights a week, 6 nights a week, and would bring home 5, 10K sometimes.
I was talking to.
I'm also curious, how many videos does Boogie put out that he's not streaming every single day? Because wasn't that like the revitalization of DSP's career, was streaming frequently, where he started to make the majority of the money? 1 day, 2 days, 7 days, 8 days. Okay, he publishes semi-frequently. Is it like, are these like high quality videos, or are these like easy shot videos? I shouldn't say high quality, that's man.
You're a bad boy, Sammy. See, he doesn't. Baby, I know.
Oh.
I don't.
Are these his videos, or are these like outtakes from the documentary?
Goddamn dog. Leo. Leo. I wouldn't.
Okay, well, whatever.
To a very successful streamer a few weeks ago about you, and he thinks you can make like 20K a month
If
on
I can
Kick.
keep my foot out of my mouth, and that's
No,
something
on
I have
Kick.
so much trouble doing. Even there, I mean, like, people, probably rightfully so, but for whatever reason, I think I'm held to a standard that I don't know that I'm good enough for. I'm going to say.
Well, you
stupid
also
shit from
react to
time time.
everything.
That's one of
You
my
feed
biggest
them.
issues, too.
You
Yeah,
feed them. It's the I haven't opened TikTok in like 2 months, so it's like
Yeah, a lot of the things that you want to,
can't.
a lot of the things you want to talk about have really changed since March in this last year.
what happened in March?
Hey, Abby.
I went into some really intense therapy.
Mhm.
I combined it with and the mentorship of a shaman. Have the capacity to cure post-traumatic stress disorder, which was my biggest issue, right? It's one of the reasons I was stuck in these negative thought patterns. And so with a combination of doing intensive twice-a-week therapy with a traditional therapist, while combining that with seeing a shaman and taking the mud puts your brain into a place of neuroplasticity. And so you can learn finally, right? And then you do that with the therapy and you can learn from the actual therapist. And this last year I made such tremendous strides. It's right. So
Whatever works for you, man.
I
right?
would old
Okay.
boogie a year ago,
Yeah.
the egotistical, self-centered, extremely defensive
You
man.
think you're different?
Considerably.
Okay.
Yeah, considerably.
Okay.
Here's how I know I'm different. I wouldn't have been here. If you had invited me to do this in December of last year, I would have laughed at you.
Why?
Because this is humiliating. This is difficult. This is hard. I have to
Oh,
swallow
I hope
a
it's not
tremendous amount of. Sure, it's
I feel like I've heard him say things like this like for years. Like it's hard being here. It's hard for me to say this, right? Have I not? I feel like I've heard the same thing so many times from him. But yeah.
How humiliating is it to look at every mistake you've ever made printed out and be
Well,
called out on your
Want it to
for
be
thousands of people to see?
hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands, right?
Please.
You know?
I hope. Where I try to structure it, the most episodes.
Hold on, give me a second.
Don't read this book. This book is non-replicable.
Which book?
This one.
I've heard so many good things about that book. Some guy I think somebody
Yeah,
actually.
the guy himself though said that the studies of since chapter 5 on don't replicate.
What can you tell me a couple of the huge tickets? People read this and like it changed my life. Like what is the
What's the premise of the book?
like what is the thing where people are like yeah, this is like life changing.
There's like 2 styles of thinking. Like he says there's 2 thinking systems. One
Who the
for
fuck is this? Who the fuck walked in on his fucking?
Okay.
Who the fuck is this cunt?
Trust. I think it's like a super.
Oh wait, isn't this Isn't that I can't think of her fucking name. Why can't I think of her name?
process things, whereas when
It's
you
not
do
Stardust.
stuff, you're able to, like,
I can't think of her
incorporate
name.
less bias, but it actually isn't.
Isn't this like the chick who had like that whole thing with like Mr. Sunday or whatever the fuck?
This is not replicating super well because he's a good researcher.
Am I wrong on that? I feel like it is.
Fast and slow.
Yeah, it's a really good book. It's just not replicating anymore. So
Is there any advice in it that's good that you think is
I think the first 5 chapters are quite good. It seems like those replicate quite well. So you should read the first 5.
It's kind of like that with almost all like self-helpy books, right? That it's like if you put any sort of like attentive effort into improving yourself or working on the way you do something, it's gonna change. It's gonna make things better.
Well, specifically, he does a lot of like attentional research.
I mean, in regard to people,
Oh my god, nobody gives a fuck.
Oh.
like someone who hasn't been paid attention, films you attentive.
Chan.
Nobody gives a flying fuck.
Go. This is like
The,
uh-huh.
This is either the car loan or one of the dumbest purchases I've ever made.
What's one of the dumbest purchases you've ever made?
This is the car loan.
Okay. We'll get to the dumb purchase soon.
Yeah, the dumb
So-
purchase was a dog.
Well, I have 2 dogs. They're great.
I spent way too much on a dog.
How much?
He's a purebred
Oh
miniature
my
poodle,
God.
Sure.
which generally will cost you about $3,000 to $3,500.
Okay.
I bought him at a pet store, so I paid $5,000.
How much money did you have at the time?
Oh, about $108,000 in the bank.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's okay.
But again, I was
No, Caleb, that's not okay. No.
I mean, it
Also,
objectively
hey,
is. I mean, if he
when you
had
factor
that
in
money
purchases,
at the
guys,
time, it's
don't-
perfectly
I'm not even
fine.
commenting on this. I don't have time. When you're factoring purchases, okay, you should be thinking about your like income, your outlays, like and all of that. Don't think about money in the bank. If you're making $2,000 a month and you want to make a $10,000 purchase, that's not good. No matter how much money you've saved up, unless you have like $10 million saved up. Okay, don't.
Yeah, but probably at the time he was still making like 10 grand a fucking month. At the time it was probably when he was still making like 10, 15 grand in the fucking month. He had 100-something thousand in the bank. That's a 5K for a dog. That is perfectly fine. That is objectively just perfectly fine, and nothing's wrong with that.
that I need to.
I mean, it's stupid to spend 5K on a dog, period. But like at the time,
Dude,
He he took out a loan for a $5,000 dog when he had $180,000 in the bank. Wait, is that what he just said? Did I just hear that?
Credit, so I took out a loan.
What the is that the personal loan
Yeah, that's
you have at the time?
about $108,000 in the bank.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's okay.
But again, I was in
Well,
the mind that I needed to build
maybe.
credit, so I took out a loan.
What the is that the personal loan?
Yeah, that's the personal loan.
Dude, you're killing.
That's the that's the loan.
that's the
loan.
that's the sinker name. It's the sinker name.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm gonna call this the dog loan.
That's the dog loan.
So what's remaining on the car? Do you remember?
The what?
Do you know what's remaining on the car loan?
The car? I don't know. We either on the last payment or like the last 2 or 3, I think.
Okay, we
I'd
might,
have to look
we
it up
might
for
take
sure.
a look into
Yeah.
it. And the personal loan has about 1,000, right? Left on it, something like that.
That sounds right. Yeah. There is another small loan.
What?
There's a third one that you're seeing here.
Credit card?
No, it's a bed.
It's a what?
I had to get an adjustable bed for my back and leg issues, and my doctor insisted that I looked into getting one. So I took out.
Did I already do this? Yeah, I did.
500, 600 down, and then took out like a $2,500 loan. Yeah.
When'd you get it?
July.
Interest rate?
6%. That's correct.
What's the monthly payment?
I think it's the 112 you're looking at.
Oh, so that was the
that's the
secret.
112.
Yeah, secret is usually a store finance.
Yeah.
Okay. Credit card I want to take a look at in a second. Could you pull up your credit card app for me, please?
Yeah. I think you've seen it already, but to show you, I only own like $900 on it, and it's just a utility card for the business. So it gets used and it gets paid off. It gets used and gets paid off.
Do you ever hold balances?
Over the last couple of months, yes, because it's been thinner than I would have liked. But I plan to pay it off with this check on the 20th. So.
But it's only okay. It just scares me because it's only getting thinner, except for that spike.
Yeah. Well, that spike's going to pay off the. Yeah. There's the.
Okay.
The credit card, the balance of like $950.
Yeah. Credit line available, $31.12.
Yeah.
Kill me. Okay.
Again, I am still trying to do some credit score stuff, so I will pay off a little bit.
How do you get a credit score? You already have a house.
Because eventually I will have
What?
to sell that.
I'll be right back.
Where you going?
I gotta fix the parking stuff.
Parking? Oh.
Yeah, I just parked on the street.
Do you have a parking spot?
Yes, but I haven't put my license
Sticker?
plate attached to it, so I'm worried. Yeah, I'm just worried that they'll not let me park. Just gotta-
Okay. Good luck. Be careful.
That house, and I'll have to move somewhere when I do. Right?
Why will you have to sell the house?
A $2,100 mortgage payment is really hard.
So you're saying you're not going to be able to afford the payment?
I don't know. I'm hoping that I will, but again, I'm always planning for the possibility that I won't. Right?
Late payment fee, October 31st. Late payment fee.
Yeah.
$25 late payment fee, December 1st. This just happened.
Yep.
Oh, me.
October was a very lean month.
Oh, and you have a brand new iPhone.
Dude, this phone was free.
Really?
Yeah, Verizon traded us an iPhone 7 for that.
Very
Thank you,
important
Verizon.
business purpose. Chick-fil-A. Lucky it was all the way back.
Dude,
in
you
August.
eat. Don't you eat? I eat. People eat.
Not
I definitely
out.
eat. I eat a lot.
Nah, you don't have to eat out if we can't afford to
Dude,
live.
I can't cook for 3 people for cheaper than $12. I
Oh.
can't cook for 3 people for cheaper than $12.
Wait a second. Let me get my little handy dandy. First of all, that was 3 people.
Wait, what is he talking? Wait, what?
You did not feed 3 people on $12.
Chicken sandwich is
Chick-fil-A.
$5.
So you just got 3 chicken sandwiches. You didn't
That's
get any
generally what we
fries.
get,
You got
yeah.
nothing.
You feed 3 people on $5 in a hurry.
Deal. The chicken sandwiches, the chicken patties. We have HEB. I don't know what your version is, but you can get the frickin' frozen chicken patties. Put them in the oven, and I promise they are individually less than $5. More of an
We have
initial
Walmart,
investment.
and they are not good chicken patties, and that is
Okay,
quicker,
so it's
more convenient, taste.
There we
and
go.
on top of that,
So now there's more reasons.
it's affordable, right? We eat out 2 or 3 days a week. It adds up to $15.
2 or 3 days a week.
Yeah, 15, 30, 45 bucks.
But
It
you
adds
can't
up
afford to pay the card.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Late payment. It's not affordable if we can't pay the card.
Do I look like the kind of person that's ever made sound decisions about food?
No, but that's why I'm trying to. That's why I'm trying to get it across.
But this is my weakness.
It's like always like excuses and identifying, but not doing anything about it. Like, well, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. It's like,
Oh man.
This is always going to be my biggest
Kills.
weakness.
No. You just allowed yourself infinite excuses for the future.
Oh, that's
Try to
fair.
take
That's fair.
responsibility.
That's actually true. Yeah.
but he'll like acknowledge all of it, but he doesn't do anything about it. Yeah,
But why not like actually take responsibility and say, hey, we cannot afford to live right now. We don't get to afford to go out and
But
get
since
that.
we're traveling, guess what we had for breakfast today?
What did you have for breakfast today?
Chick-fil-A.
Could've-
We used the app, so they gave us free nuggets.
What about the continental breakfast at the hotel? Free.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's generally just a bowl of cereal.
Yes, and that's
Things.
food that goes in your stomach for free. For free. You can't afford to pay this, Boogie.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
If there's anything I can get across in this episode for you to just walk away with, buddy, if we cannot afford to pay something, if we can't even afford to pay off the credit card, we're getting late fees and we're just getting.
I mean,
You can't go out to eat.
I have a food budget of about $300 a month, and then we use that.
Groceries?
It includes groceries most of the time. Yeah,
For-
we do eat groceries at home. We have like some of the inexpensive meals we make. We make tacos. We make shrimp pasta. If I'm really feeling splurgy, we'll make burgers at home. We eat at home the majority of the
Good.
time. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we just can't afford to probably go out at all right
Yeah,
now. I'm really sorry. It sucks.
I mean, it's true. Yeah.
So, okay.
But it would have been more expensive to drive back to Fayetteville and make a taco than it would have been to go to Chick-fil-A today. But you're right. We could have eaten cereal at the buffet.
Yes, I was
that's
about
true.
to flip the. Kill me. Okay. What I can't see is the interest accruing. Obviously, we have the late fees, but the mobile apps love to try to hide how much interest is.
Oh, he pays at the minimum monthly balance. Okay, gotcha.
I mean, I just pay the minimum
Oh,
balance every month,
there you
and the minimum fee is generally.
So
$20.
that's what you meant by paying it every month? The minimum balance, not
Sometimes
the
I
full?
pay off more. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really bad. If we hold a card that's accruing interest, then we can't afford to go out to eat once. We just can't.
That's true. Yeah.
Because interest.
Well, this will get paid off on the 20th with this huge
All of it.
All of it. Yeah, the whole thing.
Huge.
Yeah.
From what?
From the spike that came in AdSense from.
Like the
yeah.
$6,000. That's okay.
I think 700-800 is what we made in November, which was really awesome. I hope we can maintain that. But
Is this
it's
a debt
not.
the preferred club?
That's the house loan, right?
Sorry.
Or yeah, it's my current checking balance. So that's what.
That scares me.
Yeah.
Anything less than a thousand. Okay. Exxon fair came down here. McDonald's less fair.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait till you get to the Starbucks, then you're gonna go real mad.
I'm not one of those people that freaks out about Starbucks.
$5 every couple of days. I love me a pink drink. I love me
Oh well, I'll freak out about that because you can't afford it.
yeah. Well,
Like I'm not one of those people that when people can afford it, I don't
Yeah,
freak out
yeah.
as long as you're hitting investing goals that are necessary to survive.
sure.
Cameo, I'm glad that came in. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a little extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, $100.
You can book me at cameo.com.
StreamYard, we're paying for it.
Yeah.
Barely made it back.
Yeah, it's necessary for the podcast. That's where we film there.
Utilities. Yep, that's fair. Can't hate against no utilities. Same with gas. Walmart, you can never really tell what's being purchased from.
So
Walmart.
most of my Walmart purchases tend to be meds. I'm on a lot of meds. The most expensive, which is my testosterone, which is $200 a month.
With your medical issues, do you think McDonald's, Papa John's, Starbucks, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, all being processed within a couple days' time is helping?
No, not at all.
It's not helping your wallet either.
No, not at all.
Why are you still doing it? If we know we're killing ourselves and we're financially killing ourselves, why do you think you're still doing it?
I think I wouldn't weigh 400 pounds if I knew the answer to that question.
Okay, well, you obviously had discipline for a bit, though, because you did go through the surgery, which is very difficult.
Well, the surgery did its job, which is
Yeah.
to say it extremely restricted my stomach intake. And it still does to this day.
Okay, in a lot of the American versions, don't they require you to lose a good amount up front before you
Yeah,
have to
they
get
do.
it? Okay, so you had the discipline to do that.
Well, it was a lot easier when I walked into an emergency room with a blood pressure of 280 over 180. And they're like, hey, you're dying now. You're
Okay.
not dying eventually. You're dying now.
But you kind of are.
I mean, this
No, wait, you said you're not going to
As
listen.
unfortunate as this is the healthiest I've ever been.
But you said you're not. You
Wait, what? I thought he'd lost a lot of weight before.
you don't feel like you're going to be here in your 60s.
Well, that's just the stark reality. When you've done what I've done to my body.
I know that just
Yeah, this
to
is-
me that feels like.
Oh, also, hold on. I want to give a quick thing for some of the older people in chat. Okay, fuck, I shouldn't be coming on this. Okay, if you're an older person, the for a lot of health-related stuff that I'm familiar with, the fall off for negative health outcomes when you now it changes as you get older, but like a lot of the fall off can look kind of like this, to where like if you stop doing certain things that are unhealthy for you, There are immediate health benefits that you can see in the course of like weeks or months when it comes to stopping smoking, when it comes to cutting out like excessive carbs or sugar, when it comes to losing weight. The idea that if you're 40 years old, it's too late to make positive changes to your health, that is not true. 40, 50, 60, you can still make these changes. The longer you go in life, the more accumulated damage and other stuff you'll be dealing with. But even at 60, deciding to go on a diet and lose weight can still be a healthy decision. Don't ever feel like you're like too far gone, especially if you're only like 40 or something. Don't ever feel like you're too far gone to make these types of changes in your life. Yeah, sorry.
Now,
That's fair. I see this 15, 20 years from now because that's what it is.
certainly not. Well, you're 50, 60 is not 20 years from now.
Well, it was mid-60s is what we're saying, right? So that's 15, 20 years from now.
Starbucks.
Yeah, Starbucks.
There's lots of Starbucks. Tokyo House is very expensive. There,
Business
$90.
Business dinner.
Yeah.
That one was a write-off.
Business dinner? Also, you cannot write off business dinners. That is not true. I wonder if Caleb is familiar with that rule.
Well, right off of what? Prime Video, Starbucks.
I believe it's possible under the tax code. I think if you have a dinner where you're showing off a place to business associates, you might be able to write off 50%. But even at that, that's not going to justify the cost of taking people out to dinner. It's not worth it. Just order pizza and chill. Why are you taking people to business dinners and paying for it? Other companies should be doing it. Like, why? None of that makes sense.
Starbucks, not even a full month back yet. Starbucks is a lot. Arby's, at least get food that tastes like something.
Hey, let me tell you a little bit something about Arby's, okay?
Good fries?
They have very good fries. But recently, I've been beginning to realize the value that you get from Arby's is surprising how much food you get for your amount of investment.
Wait
It's
till I
actually
teach you
really surprising.
about...
It doesn't taste good. I want to make it very abundantly clear. But again, when you're feeding multiple people, you can save a lot of money at Arby's.
Wait until you hear about the grocery store. It'll blow your mind. Burger King, Netflix, nothing good on there anyway. Starbucks.
I just canceled Netflix, actually.
Good.
Yeah.
Good lad.
I canceled Netflix and I canceled Hulu. And the only thing I have now is Disney Plus, which we watch literally every day, and Amazon Prime, which I pay for the shipping and for the things that we need anyway.
Starbucks. More Arby's.
It's all food. I mean, like, I can save you all the scrolling. It's all food.
We're not even halfway through a month. This is what I feared going in here. So we have a credit card.
Sure.
We have a credit card and we weren't able to do the math that we typically do. But I would not be surprised if you did not go out and have these $25 drops every single day. 12 to 25, something around there.
Yeah, it's almost, we spend about $12 to $15 on food a day.
Would.
Let's call it 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called 15. That's actually very fair.
Let's call it 30. We could have paid off.
You can write it off, but you have to provide proof that there's 100% business, and that's usually where people fail. I thought you can only write off 50% for business meals. I'm pretty sure, but I have to go and check the rule on that. He only spends $15 a day and he eats out every day. There's no shot that's true.
No, he does not eat out every day.
30 days,
He literally just said that he eat out like maybe 3 times a week. But I don't believe him that, like, I don't believe that 15 or 12 bucks or whatever for Wendy's was him feeding 3 people. There's no fucking shot. Like, Boogie keeps on talking about how much he eats. He's so fat. Oh, I'm fat because I'm bad with food. I eat so much. And yet he's saying that he fed 3 people for $12 because they each only had a chicken sandwich. Bullshit. That was $12 feeding just himself. There's no fucking shot. Just feeding myself fully from like McDonald's cost me like $11 or whatever. And that's just getting a large 10-piece McNugget meal. And that's like 10, 11 bucks here. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Granted, if I'm getting like Papa John's or whatever, I'll end up spending like, if I don't have like enough if I don't have like good coupons or good deals, I could easily spend like $30 at Papa John's, but that's gonna feed me for like a week because of leftovers. Cause I could get a whole Papa John's, just a pizza. And that's just my whole meal. Like even frozen pizzas. I eat a whole frozen pizza by myself. I don't put on weight easily, but I fucking eat. Like, I fucking eat. Like, if I'm going to a buffet, like the Italian buffet in town, I'm getting like 4 or 5 fucking plates, and I'm just eating pizza and breadsticks and whatnot. I'm just eating and eating. Like, I can fucking eat. But like there's no fucking shot that he spent $12 at Wendy's. Like, yeah, you probably could have gotten 3 chicken sandwiches. No way he was feeding 3 people. He was feeding himself like he was feeding 3 people. But even then, there's no shot that 3 people would be like actually fed and like satisfied to a satisfied extent off of a single chicken sandwich. There's no fucking way. I don't eat chicken sandwiches, but I've seen like the Wendy's chicken sandwiches. They're not that fucking big. There's no shot that would fully feed somebody. Like you gotta have fucking fries with it or some shit.
Could have paid off well, half. Now you throw the Starbucks in there and you throw the business dinner in there. Even if you're writing it off, we probably could have paid off the credit card that is accruing interest and that we're missing fees. By the way, if we're getting hit with late fees,
Oh yeah, that's the worst way. I mean, like
then we're not getting Starbucks.
any financial show on the planet will tell you if you're getting charged late fees or credit card interest.
Why does
or
it drop
loan
down
interest,
instantly?
Then you can't be.
He knows all the answers, but he's just not doing any of it. So
Then I'm struggling here. Do you care?
I do. It's again.
Then stop. Be an adult. Act your age is what I would say.
I mean, that's fair. Again, food has not been a area that I have been very successful at controlling.
Trust me, I can't really talk about it either.
Dude, let me tell you,
But at least I can afford it.
I've taken it's bigger than you. Okay? All right? Listen to me, dude. I've eaten more than you at a buffet before.
Just
Okay?
please not in my bathroom,
All right?
please.
You I appreciate that you think you know what it's like to be addicted to food. I promise you, you don't.
I will be honest, one of my big struggles is on a daily basis, like I won't eat a ton during the day, but then I'll get something fatty, greasy, sweet, and then I binge a massive portion in the evening. That is my typical issue that happens, and I yo-yo 30, 40 pounds constantly.
Yeah.
I'll be good for a while, and then I'll yo-yo. So I can't talk about that.
I mean, the only reason I'm not 600 pounds again is because the surgery is doing its job.
Can I ask how much you weigh?
400. Yeah.
Okay, well, good job.
My lowest ever
did
was
he get the sleeve or the gastric bypass? Does anybody know?
I think it was the gastric bypass. Is what he got.
It's 330. I got back up to 400. This is where I stayed.
Yeah.
Within a 20-pound variance. I've
And I
gone down to
assume you're-
380, and I've gone back up to 400.
Where does your doctor want you to be?
I mean, ideally, you'd like me to be my ideal weight of like 175, right? Like that's what anybody would want. We're talking knee replacement surgery when I get home.
How much is that gonna
and
cost?
I think it's not even. Hopefully Blue Cross Blue Shield will cover it. I pay $800 a month for the best insurance I can afford because
You have no
I
choice.
absolutely have no choice, right?
Yeah.
It's
And you met
literally
your deductible
do
this
I?
year.
I meet my deductible within the first like 2 months, most of the time. Yeah.
Lots of Amazons and Panda Express.
Yeah.
Gas. You must drive a lot.
We don't drive a lot, but we buy a tank a week, give or take.
The only reason I'm saying that is because if you get gastric, one of those surgeries is, I think you can, one of these surgeries is, if you gain enough weight back, it basically undoes it completely. I'm trying to think if that's the bypass or the sleeve. The sleeve might actually be removing some of the stomach, but I think you can stretch the rest of it out, and the bypass might be small bowel stuff, like rerouting shit, because it's a bypass, right? But yeah, one of these can be undone. Just I think, be careful. Yeah.
So do you go in there and get a bunch of drinks then? Because I'm seeing like gas stations.
Oh no,
a
I never.
lot.
I don't go into. Yeah.
Because I'm seriously like 2 weeks back and I've seen like 5 gas stations.
Well, we did travel here, so we needed to fill up at home. We filled up here.
Yeah, but that was yesterday. Like I'm talking in the last 2 weeks. Starbucks, Burger King, Starbucks.
Oh, in the last
Domino's.
2 weeks, I was on my way to
Starbucks.
last month. I was on my way to Cleveland, Ohio, to finish this documentary. So that's probably maybe what you're saying. But no,
The documentary that we talked about, the one that everyone has seen.
Yeah, I we generally fill up the tank once a week. It's a hybrid. You'd have to drive 555 miles a tank is what I get. So
Okay, I'm struggling with the eating out once a day thing because now that I'm scrolling through here, I'm seeing about 2 to 3 if we're considering Starbucks and we're considering, unless this is when they're hitting. But seriously, scroll
Yeah,
here.
I think
like
that's when they're
13,
hitting.
14, 15. Like these are just individual days. 16, and
Yeah.
there's 2, 3 in each.
well, I think that's probably more when they're hitting.
But even if that's when they're hitting, still, since this is sectioned out day by day and 3 are hitting a day, even if they're coming from a previous day,
like I said, we average
then
about
it's like,
$15 on fast food a day.
yeah, but I'm also kind of,
Can ADHD be tied to weight gain / poor eating disorders? The biggest part about ADHD is impulsivity. So if you impulse eat, that would be the biggest way that it could be tied to weight gain. Is if you have stuff in your house, you walk by, you grab it, you eat it. Like just the random desire to consume random shit throughout the day could be a symptom of ADHD.
struggling with that because if we go here, okay, yeah, middle of November, Golden Corral, well, $62 at Golden Corral, but okay, we'll call that an oddity, right? We went to Golden
Well,
Corral.
I mean, it was. I invited, somebody out to my editor, me and my friend Flint and my girlfriend went
Your
out. to
editor,
dinner.
you pay your editor?
When I need to, yeah. When he's got a project that we need him to work on.
Why aren't you editing your own stuff? You have time, I assume.
He's incredibly better at it, and so if I have an actual project that needs to get done, and he works for minimum wage for me, to be very clear, because he's a friend. So, but occasionally he'll get a business dinner to talk projects and stuff.
And then we're getting back to utilities, so we've gone close to a month. So yeah, minimum once a day, and then you throw an extra $5 from Starbucks on there as well sometimes within a day. Yeah.
So let's call it
every
20.
other day.
Let's call it 20.
20.
But again, most of the time I'm feeding 2 or 3 people off of this money.
But that's 15 is that's the minimum we're spending a day at fast
All right,
food,
let's call
right?
it at that point $600 a month on food.
Oh, 1 second. So minimum 15 a day plus probably 5 for Starbucks every other day, so 2.5 a day.
Yeah.
So then we saw about once a week, maybe twice a week sometimes, there's that Dave & Buster's, there's the Golden Corral, there's that other thing. So all of a sudden that throws off the average of 15 a day, turning it to what would probably be evenly distributed, $20, $25 a day, throwing the Starbucks maybe $30 a day on average.
Sure, yeah.
So if we actually start going off of that, and again, I wasn't able to do the normal math that I was able to do before most episodes, we're looking closer to like $900 a month. And I wouldn't be surprised.
Let's call it that then.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely room to cut. I included in any time I talk about these budgets online, I generally say 600 for this stuff, but 900 might be more realistic.
But you can't afford 600.
That's true. That's right.
So you said you're feeding multiple people. I understand, obviously, girlfriend situation. Okay,
sure.
Who else are we feeding?
So again, my
Time. Hey,
roommates
Shadow
mostly
Humor.
like to remain private. They're not on social
What's
media.
up?
Okay.
So I do have some difficulty divulging the arrangements that we've made.
Why is he? Well, hold on. I'm sorry. Did he say earlier that his roommates are like barely chipping in rent, but he also feeds them?
But in exchange,
Alright, bro. How are you?
for,
I'm doing all right.
a lot of things
Just
that I physically
watching this.
cannot do. I
Had a whole
cannot
rant
sit
about how
around. I can't-
Destiny basically is was trying to say that owning a house is worse than renting because when you rent, you don't have to pay out of your own pocket whenever you need to get like an AC fixed or your fridge replaced or for shit like that. Even though those things happen once every so many years, and you're in an apartment, like your apartment is actually pissing away money. Like he did a whole thing where like, oh, I'm trying to remember how much I spent when I had to get my fridge replaced or whatever the fuck, and it's like a fridge might cost like $1,000, just for like a half decent fridge from like Lowe's. Yeah. It might cost you like $1,000, for like a half decent one from like Lowe's. And like most places, if you're renting, you're spending more than $1,000 a month on the rent. And then that fridge is gonna last you like, I mean, if it's at least half decent and it doesn't like, if there's not like something just out of the blue that goes wrong with it, it could last you like a decade. So it's like spending like $1,000 once for like a fridge that's gonna last you another decade is better than spending $1,000 every single month on an apartment.
Get into the attics. I cannot do a lot of the things.
Bro, sell the house and get something different. What are we doing if we can't do anything relating to that house upkeep? Just like get something different.
That are necessary to be done.
So in-house help.
That's right. So in exchange for in-house help, every once in a while, I get someone a sandwich.
Yeah.
And if I were paying to get the lawn done, my house, it's way ridiculously more expensive than an Arby's sandwich.
I would
right?
rather you-
So the deal that I have set up with my roommates now, I'm saving a tremendous amount of money. But that will occasionally include, hey man, you want to go out to dinner? It's been a month. Can I take you out to dinner tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Side
I'm
missions?
never in a position. Not to speak too much about my roommate's private business, but I could never imagine myself in that position where I would get paid so little and do so much to help a friend.
Oh, yeah, he's a liar all ways
I
around.
can't do most of these things. I can't climb a ladder. I can't. These are things I physically cannot do.
Hold on. Also, sorry. Hold on. Isn't he dating somebody? Why can't the girlfriend do it? Can't she just do these things? She doesn't work, does she? Or
Oh,
does
he's
she
playing
work?
it. I didn't know Udyu's dad was a
Very
character
blessed
in this
that
game.
regard. And so, yeah, it's probably, I know it's a stupid investment, but since they're making such a stupid investment this way, I don't mind making a stupid investment their way.
Are they paying any rent?
Yes.
Can't
What do
trust
you
a
do?
word he says.
Okay.
Because that helps offset some of the budgetary costs that we're gonna have to go into.
Do my roommates pay rent? There is compensation, not just in terms of things that they're able to do around the house, or things that I can.
Hold on. Wait. Is he talking sex? Wait. Am I missing something right now? What people are
What?
saying that in chat. This is starting to sound like that. Is it?
not
What?
do, but there is compensation, yes. But it's not something I'm. Again, they are private people. I don't want to get too much into their lives.
Totally fine. I do get that, and I want to make sure we're protecting privacy so that no, nothing
Where
negative
did
can happen. So
sex
that's
come
fair.
from with that? What?
Have you ever downloaded the app
Like,
Credit
yes.
Karma?
I believe so. I don't have it on my phone currently.
If
but
we
I
could
have.
just get you to go through that, it would take
Yeah,
about
sure.
5 minutes. All right, credit score. We jumped up
Yeah.
673.
Yeah, like I said, I do know the tools to build credit. Someone
Yeah.
sent me down to do it.
Do
and
you
I'm
like
trying to maintain
time?
The best
Yeah,
credit that I
time is
can.
okay with
Certainly
me. I
that's
like
not
him
in the
too.
700s, There's plenty of room, right? But considering my
What the
financial
fuck?
situation, if I needed a stopgap loan, which I hope I never do,
That's what
Right.
emergency funds are for.
right?
So I gotta
Well, again,
clear
I don't have
100
them,
story
unfortunately.
quests.
Well, what's this actually? $7,732.
This is what's left of everything.
Clear
That's okay.
100
Okay,
story
but
quest.
that is money.
That is money.
What's it in?
This is currently setting in Ethereum, and since I printed this off, it's actually worth more.
Yeah, but what have we learned?
Well, we've learned that I don't think that market can go any lower. There's no way it's going to go to
Sir?
zero. It can't go to zero.
Sir?
It can't go to zero.
Sir, what have we learned about our money?
You don't take the loss until you sell.
Okay, well, okay.
And also, it was also kind of smart to spread off the losses across multiple years so that I get that nice tax deductible. Yeah.
Okay. Sleep number 3,218.
Why is it? Why is multi-ticket
total?
unavailable? What the
Not
fuck?
2,500. This is why I had. This
I
is why
guess
I
it was
brought
more
this
than
up.
that. Good idea. Okay.
Also, as a real quick point of advice, financial advice, do not ever sacrifice financial health to build credit. Anybody giving you that advice is a moron. You, especially if you're already in a dire financial situation, you should not be taking out loans, carrying a balance on a credit card, or doing other weird, exotic, retarded shit, juggling debt, interest, whatever, to build credit if you're financially secure.
I
Generally,
don't.
if you handle your shit well,
I
you make
tried
your
playing
payments, if
Skyrim
you
before. I don't like. I don't
are
enjoy
working on
it.
any kind of debt, like a car payment, a house payment, paying off credit cards a month, whatever, you will build credit. It'll happen naturally over time.
Why can't I
Never,
do
ever,
multi-
ever, ever,
why
ever
won't it
make
let me do
financial
multi-ticket?
health
What the fuck?
Sacrifices to build credit. It's the dumbest thing ever.
Yep, there's the credit card as we saw. Lending USA. Here's the card, 6,472.
Is that what I have left?
Yeah, which is a lot more than you suggested.
I guess so.
Nah, this is why we do the little investigation.
Well, that's why. Yeah. Again, I ballparked this stuff in my brain. I've never looked this stuff up, so I'm glad we're looking it up today,
And
so I
this
know
little
for sure.
lending, personal loan, 3,448.
That's my dog.
Oh, I
And
want to
you wanna
get
know
that
something?
fucking
Listen,
Kenpachi. I
that's
want
my
that
life, 'cause
character.
I don't even like the dog that much. I love my first dog. He's like he's my soul dog. He's like the member of the family. The second,
I also like this is. I'm
Hey, if you
sorry.
don't run, Colonel.
Me. Oh God. I'm sorry. I don't believe that you actually truly love animals if you're investing money into a breeder and you're already like financially destitute. They're like, bro, get
Investing
a
money
dog.
into a
It's
breeder?
dog. They're fine. They like you. They're easy to.
He
make
didn't
friends
invest.
with. They
What?
like to eat
Okay,
together.
wait.
They work-
Destiny. He's going off on one thing. Where did Boogie invest into a breeder? He didn't invest into a breeder. It was a purebred dog, but he got it from a pet store. That's not getting it from a breeder. That's not investing in a breeder. Like, what the fuck?
I don't want to do shit. The idea that like I love this dog so much and I love him, blah blah blah, and I need like, so I went and I bought a $3,000 purebred from a breeder. Bro, get out of here. Just buy a just go to the pound. There's like 1 million dogs that like, yeah, they could already be old. Like if you go to the pound, they've already got their vaccines. You know, they aren't gonna have any weird breeder diseases because a lot of animals that come from breeders have weird shit going on sometimes. They're not always taken care of well. Yeah, there's just like, I don't buy that. If you're buying a designer dog, it's because you want a designer dog, because you like the status, the symbol, whatever bullshit. It's not because you love animals or you love pets, but you want to have like a good relationship with the dog. I don't buy that for
People
my
focus
person.
on purebred dogs so much. I think we
but,
should
you know,
rescue
that's-
dogs more. Oh, for sure. I mean, my dog is from the shelter. They had found her in downtown. The shelter only had her for like a month by the time I got her. And like by her teeth, since they just found her, by if somehow through like a dog's teeth, looking at them or whatever, they can like guess how old. And like by the time I actually got her and fully adopted her, she was like a year old. My first dog wasn't like a rescue or nothing like that, because it was my uncle and them. They had the mom and dad dog, and he was from, my first dog was from that first litter whenever their dogs had puppies. But I've always, like, whenever it's come to, you know, I'd like to have more dogs whenever I have like the space and like a fenced in yard and like in a house. I'd like to have more dogs. I want to have more dogs, and I plan on adopting them from shelters as well. And it'll probably, at least, I don't know if I'd have multiple at one time, but like pit bulls are cool. That's what I've got. That's what I have currently. My dog, who stays with my parents currently, is a pit bull. And like, cause I mean, my first dog was a Dachshund, a wiener dog. He was a little shit. I loved him. Then I got my dog. If I have Shaggy. Yeah. Pit bulls are. Yeah, they really are. There was that what was her fucking name? Some dumb cunt did like a whole fucking YouTube video. It was basically being like pit bulls are basically hating all over pit bulls, and it was it? I think it was that horse chick. Was it Raleigh? Link. Pitbull. Why? Yeah, this fucking video. Oh my god, this could be something to fucking react to at some point. This video pissed me off so fucking much, and I think I even have like, I think I even made comments on this video that are probably still there. That like, yeah, there it is. Cause it's always that was my comment 2 years ago. I don't have a problem with cats. I just don't want to own any. Owning them is just, you gotta have the litter boxes inside and all that shit. Just, I'm good. It's always the pit bull's fault, never the owner's, huh? Pit bulls are not a default dangerous dog. I adopted my pit bull when she was just a year old, and she has never attacked anything outside of self-defense. And that's like, if she's like getting attacked by like another dog or like some fucking critter outside. I can stick my arm in her mouth and nothing will happen. The only real danger is the media and videos like this giving the breed a wide label of danger. Putting the breed-wide label of danger on all pit bulls. I left my pit, and when viable, I plan on adopting another. I think I wasn't even like fully through the video, and then I usually like, I used to watch a lot of this girl's videos because I thought they were just, you know, they were entertaining for the most part, right? I would watch them, and then like I saw this one and I was like, oh no, fuck this dumb cunt. You see, I already had it disliked and everything. What else did I say? I said this video is so pathetic on a second watch. She literally dooming hundreds to thousands of innocent dogs to death. Most shelters, from my research, have more pits than anything else because people are scared to adopt them because of the dangers and false stereotypes placed upon them by propaganda pieces such as this. Holy shit, I was like on my like big words mode right there. I was on my big word mode there. Holy fuck. What did I say again? Dangers and false stereotypes placed upon them by propaganda pieces such as this. I watched the Doo-Doo and other channels a lot, and I respect people who get the animals ready for adoption. That's the coolest job ever. Yeah. Like, yeah. This is something to react to. I need to like make a new like playlist for like possible reaction stuff. I'll keep it private. All right.
You want to know something? Worst investment of my life, because I don't even like the dog that much. I love my first dog. He's like he's my soul dog. He's like the member of the family. The second dog, he's mostly just a dog. He's a good dog. He's a really good dog. I really like him. But I didn't want a dog. I wanted another Sammy. You know, and I got a Leo instead. But he's still a great dog.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't like the dog. He's a great dog.
Is
I didn't want another dog. I wanted another.
238
Like
a
holy
month?
fuck, Boogie.
We're halfway through the loan.
Yeah,
We really sounded like we were much closer.
I thought I was.
Destiny wrong. You're right about not being able to afford it, so you shouldn't buy it. But you can get specific breeds for the personality. Yeah, sure. But those like breeds for the personality, if the word micro is in it, or the location of some place that I've never heard in my life before, that's not why you're getting the dog. Okay, get like a golden retriever.
That's a stupid argument. It's a you problem talking about your dog like that. Yeah. It's trying to say that like it's like what? Like if the breed of dog is just called miniature this, it doesn't. That's just because that's what it is. There's nothing to do, or like has the name of some place that you've never heard of before. Like what?
There are plenty of like mutts that you can get that are a mixture of breeds that have a very warm and fine personality. Nobody in the history of all of dog kind has had to spend more than $1,000 on a dog because of the personality. You can go to the pound and find a ton of warm, friendly, nice dogs. Yeah.
And I don't know about other places. I know at least here, whenever I got my dog, it was during like they were doing like a Christmas time like holidays thing where it was like I think it was 6 months and under was like a $25 adoption fee, and then it's older than 6 months was like $50 adoption fee. And then whenever I was getting mine, like I was ready, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be paying $50 or whatever it was to adopt this dog. And then whenever they came to bring her to the house, they came to do like a test thing to like test her out with our other dog and see how they interacted and to check out the house and make sure that it was like good for a dog, make sure that everything was like up to snuff. And like after they checked it all out, everything was good, and they were like, if y'all are ready to keep her, y'all can. It was like we didn't have to do like any real paperwork or nothing because my adoption ended up getting sponsored. Somebody else ended up. It was like a sponsored thing. Somebody else. It was like already paid for by somebody else. Like I guess like somebody like just gave like a lump sum of money to the shelter and was like, oh, this covers however many adoptions, and I just happened to fall into that. So like I didn't have to pay any money getting my dog. I ended up basically getting her for free. And then obviously after we got her, we put her in the car and we went to fucking Petco. They gave us like a booklet of like a bunch of coupons for like for stuff, and we went to Petco and probably spent like $200 buying a bunch of stuff for her. Got her some toys, got her like I got her like a whole leash, and I think I might have bought her like a newer collar. Or no, we didn't get a leash because she already had one, but I got like a collar. This is a lot of smart shit at times, but completely misses the mark, and he sounds like a complete degenerate. Yeah. Like I'll put it on like 1.5 since we're like close to the end, and then I'll go back so you can hear that whole bit about like apartments.
Again,
why does he say mutts like that? A mutt is like a mixed breed. Like you don't need like a fucking pedigree, okay? Or like a pure breed, have like a good personality. Yeah?
I think maybe I don't have a solid understanding of.
Or is there a nicer way to say mutt? Maybe mix is the nicer way. Sorry, my bad.
I think maybe I don't have a solid understanding of how.
I mean, technically they are just called mutts, but yeah.
Loans, because I thought I would pay off considerably more of the actual loan by now.
We took out a 5-year. Okay, so I'm gonna steal from our friends, the money guy.
Yeah.
I mean, really, you want to pay it off if you're gonna take it on.
All good girls want collars. Oh my god.
On a monthly basis goes towards it. You put 10%
Yeah.
down every time.
Which is certain.
Girls want collars. I got her. I think I bought her a new collar within the past year because hers was getting all dirty and like faded on the colors, and so I went and bought her just another one of the exact same collar.
Only considerably less of that. I paid half.
And on a three-year term.
Well, I paid half. The initial loan was $10,000, so I paid half. I paid half upfront, if I remember correctly.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
And
again, the only reason I financed the back half because I had the cash. I could have spent it. It was before crypto even dropped. I should have probably done it. The only reason is
She means good girls want serious
Small.
relationships, right?
dog. Your
Yeah.
dog.
I think that's what she might
No,
mean.
It thinks it's at 23.49% interest. Is what it says you are at.
That's not for that's for the unsecured personal loan for the dog because it's an unsecured loan. Remember, secured debt is backed with collateral, meaning if you default on the debt, somebody can come repossess the underlying asset that secures the debt. An unsecured debt is always going to be incredibly expensive. That's why when you
Same
get personal loans or
difference.
shit like that, the personal loans end up having such a high interest rate because the debt is unsecured.
That's the loan.
So that can't be right.
Are you sure? That's what I think it is.
Is that even legal to make a 23% loan?
Oh yeah, there's people
Because it's a personal loan with it's unsecured loan. Unsecured loans are always high interest. That's why credit card debt is so high. It's unsecured.
on my show all the time.
That doesn't seem legal.
Credit cards are over 30%. Your credit card's probably over 30%.
I mean, like
It's
the minimum
15 to
payment's like
30.
$20 a month. So off of a
Remember, he's thinking minimum payments. Remember what I said at ABBA? People thinking minimum payments.
so
Why?
1,000.
You know why the minimum payment's $20 a month? Because they want the interest to continue to accrue.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's,
I thought
that's
it was
not
paying all
your
the interest
benefit.
off.
No. Oh,
Well,
buddy.
the number's never broken over like 1,000.
Oh,
So
buddy. No. Okay. Now I'm understanding where we might be in terms of financial knowledge.
You're just getting that?
No, that's not how it works.
okay.
with credit cards.
But then educate me.
Yeah, so,
yes,
well,
please.
well, the credit cards, we never want to hold a balance anyway. Because if we're holding a balance, whether or not you're making a minimum monthly payment, it's accruing interest unless it's in an interest-free period.
So if I were to pay anything off first,
So
it's
wait.
clearly this is dog loan. That's got to be right.
What was $969
I think that's just the credit card balance.
Oh.
And again, that's a secured credit card, so I don't think the interest is very high. That is secured with a $1,000 CD.
Oh, let me find out.
Yeah, tell them because I think I made a smart financial decision with that credit card because it's a secured card financed secured with a $1,000 CD. So my understanding is the interest rate was going to be very.
Wait, what are these loan products? I'm sorry, I don't know a lot of exotic financial. I'm very boring when it comes to financial products because if I need it, I buy it, and if I can't buy it, I can't afford it, I don't buy it. Can you get a loan and secure the loan with a certificate of deposit? Is that a thing you can do? I'm not even aware you could do that. I'm sure. I guess it's possible. He's saying it, but like, it's not an exotic financial product. It's just a secured credit card. Oh, is this where you like deposit some amount of money and then you use a credit card, but that credit card's balance can never exceed the initial deposit?
Oh shit.
it's
Okay, I
secured.
got some.
that makes sense.
Okay, I got like a good amount of shit.
Oh.
And again, that's a
Ooh,
secured
I can
credit
do a
card, so I don't
10.
think
I can
this
do a
is high.
10 summon here.
It's secured
Oh,
with
bet.
$1,000
Let's do it.
CD.
We're hitting a 10 summon.
Okay, then the interest rate should be very low on this then, right? Like
2
sub-
butterflies, gold
like
light.
sub- Bro, you're securing with a CD? It's a fully secured thing. It's got to be like, is this going to be based on like prime
Ooh.
lending rate?
Oh,
like,
another
0.5%
Nelly
plus
L.
whatever, like less than 5%, or would it be higher than that? It can't be more than 5%, right? If
3,
it's a fully secured with cash
4,
thing, there's no way, right?
5.
Tell them because I think I made a smart financial decision with that credit card because it's
7,
a secured card
8,
financed secured with a $1,000
9.
CD. So my understanding is the interest rate was going to be very, very low on it.
Can you bring
Why does he not know the interest rate on any of his
Mashiro
debt?
Ki-
What
oh,
the
that
fuck?
chick.
Well, why did he not know this? Hold on. Best secured credit card for 2023. 30.4. No shot. 20.
A Brave Soul summon? I forget what a Brave Soul summon ticket is.
This can't be possible. What's the fucking point?
the credit card again?
Yeah.
So now we have a full picture
Tear
of your debt
up.
and what you're selling.
Ooh.
Right.
What's good is it looks like you're not really
Ashisogi
doing any
Jizo?
transactions or anything, which is good. So I mean that's
And then
I feel
Izuru.
like what
That's
next steps.
okay. I got a good one and then a fucking
So
dog
the
shit
thing is
motherfucker.
$752 that's in
Why would I want Izuru?
that. Oh, this is just a daily graph. Where was that at some point, and you've been withdrawing from it to survive?
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, if you've seen the documentary in February, this was 30,000, but I've had to.
This is a
withdraw.
guaranteed 5-star.
Yeah.
And again, if this was a 401k,
Who's it gonna be?
it'd be considerably
Ooh.
harder to have tapped that money when I needed it.
Oh well,
It would have certainly been more secure, and I wouldn't have lost 75%.
Is it an Ichigo?
Ooh,
That looks fucking dope.
Sure, tax benefits with that. Now I wouldn't want you to withdraw and take.
Oh,
penalties
that
for
looks sick as
anyway.
fuck. I've never seen that
Wouldn't
design
do that, wouldn't want
before.
to do that either, but
Like a Quincy
I love
Ichigo.
it. So we're gonna create your budget.
With his
but what
full
is very
bringer
clear,
Bankai
we're doing
outfit, but he's got a
$900
fucking
month
bow.
in different forms.
Oh, that looks
Or-
fucking
or we could
tight.
pay these debts off very quickly.
So my interest charge for this is $19.59 for a $1,000 budget, for $1,000 balance.
Oh, that's
what's that
dope as
Okay,
fuck.
so
I
to me,
love
that's
that.
what I said also. Poor people always think of their debt or their credit as like their money, right? Like, oh, like I got a $5,000 line of credit from Chase. That's a $5,000, basically $5,000 cash. I can use
No
for my budget.
affiliation,
Poor people
though?
always think of
How is it no
credit as
affiliation?
just
How would it
just
not be like
something.
Quincy
Wow, what is-
affiliation
that's
or
$10
like
24%.
Bitcoin is such a waste of time. So is NFTs. It's just morons waiting to win the lottery, dreaming about getting rich quick. Not for me. Yeah, I did I made some money off crypto once. Obviously, there's always that regret. Like, man, if I would have put more money into it, then I could have made more money. It was like Shiba Inu. It was Shiba Coin or whatever. I think I might have put like $40 into it total, and then like it went up to like 120. Like what my that 40 went up to 120, and then I took everything, like all the profit. I took all the profit out to where it was like just back down to that 40, and I was like, okay, if it keeps going up, then it'll go up, and then it went back down, and I was like, all right, well, I already like made my money back plus some, I lost whatever, and then I think I ended up because I was using a Coin Wallet or Coinbase. So I think I ended up just taking it from Shiba and then putting it into like some other coins that are like stable and specifically meant to like accrue interest or whatever. I ended up just taking all of it out because they weren't really making much interest because there wasn't much in them. I was like, I'm not putting a bunch of money into this just for it to be able to make a decent amount of interest because it's fucking crypto. But I made some money. I think I ended up buying a video game at the time. I was still living at my parents'. It was like a long time ago. It was like, yeah, I put like $40 into it. It went up to like 120. I took out, you know, the profit and just left that initial investment in. I think I did pretty good with that. Yeah, I even at the time I was working at my last job, which I had all the 401k and all that. It was just like my own personal money. I just like, let me just try $40 in there, because I don't really fuck around with crypto like at all. I was like, fuck it. I think like whenever like I first ever made like a Robinhood account, they gave me like a free stock. It was like worth like nothing or whatever. I don't even know if I even still have Robinhood. I do still have Robinhood. They have to update the app. I haven't touched Robinhood in fucking years.
Well, then I'm paying that off immediately.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
that's what I pay off immediately.
And he's floating all this high interest debt after he dumped what, $20,000 or how much did he say into his home so he could do a 15-year mortgage? Why?
You can pay it off by not eating out for literally a single month.
Then how much is left on the dog loan?
The dog loan we're sitting at about 3,448. So the bed is also 3,219. Can you bring up Credit Karma again? Because what I can see is the bed interest rate. Because I can also
Again, you know how they got me on the bed? It's number one, it's medically required.
Yeah.
And then secondly, you know,
If the bed was actually medically required, could he? Oh fuck. You can't use health insurance, probably. Can you use health insurance?
No.
You can use like flex accounts or maybe HSAs. Can you use insurance to buy things like CPAP machines or stuff like that? Or do?
I doubt it.
I'm not sure, but I doubt he has like. There's no way he's got an HSA or anything like that. Needs to be a qualified expense, huh? Also, if he's got all that money in crypto, yeah, why isn't he just paying off his credit cards? My God.
I'm like, I can't afford to pay for this in cash, so I have to get it. And
usually a lot of beds though you can get 0%. As you said,
I did for like 6 months or something. I
well,
think.
in that case, you figure out what's the minimum monthly payment required to pay off in 6 months.
Right.
But of course,
I mean, you
breaking
tell
out
me.
from
I don't know. I pulled the trigger. I found.
How much did he say how much he spent on this bed? I caught up with most of my shit. So.
On one, you know, President's Day sale, whatever.
Don't look at this. You have outstanding approval odds on 2 credit cards and 3 personal loans.
Oh, I would never take out another. Yeah.
Please don't.
Yeah, never.
We don't need you to have to come back on.
Nope.
The next time I have you on, I want it because you paid off.
I mean, give me credit for one thing. I keep it paid if I can. If it's at all humanly possible. Like if a bill is due, the bill gets paid.
No.
Obviously
No.
not the credit cards.
Well,
but
I
like
mean,
the loan the loan payments get made.
How can I give you that due
Nothing's
though?
defaulted at least.
I can't
Right?
give you that credit
That's
though.
right.
If there's
That's
one of if one of any of the things are not being paid, I can't give you the credit of making the payments.
See that, and I think maybe again one of the reasons I pat myself
I
on
don't
the back is why
remember- I
you
don't
never
remember
would,
my
is
fucking-
because growing up we had things repossessed all the time. Cars repossessed, televisions repossessed, furniture repossessed because everything was bought on credit, right?
Yeah.
And so that was such a commonplace. I feel so happy and secure that I can pay my bills. I feel so happy and secure that no, they are getting paid. I'm paying my
the
medical
credit card.
That's true. That's right.
Okay. It's not finding the interest. Do you have the app for it?
Health insurance only covers so much. Yeah,
I think it's straight through sleep number. Maybe.
health insurance
Maybe
I
some
don't think would cover a
But
bed.
if 4 of these bad debts, I'm considering the house a good debt. If the other 4 bad debts, just absolute debt was out of your life,
Yeah.
it lowers your risk profile immensely. It lowers your minimum monthly payments immensely.
Well, that's where I want to get. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, but it's going to take some things that I'm concerned you might not be willing to do. To be completely honest, but I mean that's up to you. We'll talk about that.
Well, there's another financial plan we'll get into in a minute. I think you're.
Oh, you
excited
have your
for it.
own plan.
Yeah. You're gonna laugh when I say it,
no.
though, but
Oh, boy.
and your audience will laugh.
Well, I would also just rather you be like,
Oh wait, is he about to like? Because this video is 7 months old. Is he like about to announce his like? Because he does his own crypto. He does his own fucking crypto coin. Is he gonna announce it here? That would be fucking insane. Yeah, that's what Destiny was saying about it too. He can acknowledge everything, but then he like won't actually do anything to change any of it. He just acknowledges it for the sympathy of being like, yeah, I know what I'm doing wrong. XYZ.
like financially like safe, then give me a good segment.
Well, it's
right?
both. It's both.
Okay.
It's both.
In the end, you're a human being, man.
Oh wait, I can just log into my
So,
Robinhood
this
right
makes
here.
this a little hard, but across the income sources you gave me, we are having an average of $4,269.96. Now,
That's right about where it's at.
question: Are you setting 30% aside for taxes?
I can't.
Right. What are you gonna do?
Oh God, he's not saving. Oh no. Okay.
What did you do these last few quarterlies when quarterly payments?
He didn't pay them. He didn't pay them.
I can't afford to make quarterly payments, so I'm paying in lump sums at the beginning of the
How
year.
can he say I can't afford to pay my taxes, and then he's saying, well, at least I can afford to pay my debt? That's not even your money, dude.
What's the time?
Okay, and there's penalties for that.
Yep.
Okay. If you can't afford to do them quarterly, how are we gonna do them annually with penalties?
I think this year I'll end up having to set up a payment plan.
I don't
with the
know
government.
what.
Which
Why
you're
did?
you're adding another payment thing? Okay.
Sure.
We haven't talked about it much. It was a fairly reasonable sum.
It was paid.
No,
Is it on a payment plan?
I'm about $2,200.
I don't
It's a
fucking know what
very
my net
important
worth
piece of
is.
this debt.
It is.
It's interesting because the episode that's coming out before yours was another YouTuber who did not pay his taxes.
Which one?
He-
Darkside Phil.
Oh, maybe I should have him on. No, it's a YouTuber that doesn't upload anymore. He got to 100,000 subscribers and then quit.
Now, there's only the 1 year, and I've just been
I'm
waiting
not
for him to knock
doing
on the
it
door
like
to
that.
get solved. But at the beginning of this year, I was not in a position where I could do it. I'm like, I
Wait,
have
did he say he took a loan from DSP? Did that just happen? Or hold on, sorry, I'm almost paying attention.
to make it to the stock drops. and let's see if there's a spike that comes with it, and I'll pay it then. And that's the world we're in now. Yeah, dude.
Well,
Wait, what did you say about DSP? What did he bring him up for? Oh, hold on. Fuck. Now I gotta go listen.
Okay.
it's interesting because the episode that's
buying
coming out in 4
power.
years was another YouTuber who did not pay his taxes.
Oh,
Wait.
Gotcha.
Darkside Phil.
Oh, maybe I should have him on. No, it's a YouTuber that doesn't upload anymore. He got to 100,000 subscribers and then quit.
Now, there's only the 1 year.
Oh wait, I thought I had a stock. I thought I had a stock on Robinhood, but according to this, I just have like it's almost $8 just on Robinhood, just sitting there. Huh. Ooh. Then what the fuck? How do I do that? What do I do with that? Enable margin, deposit funds. I definitely had a fucking stock at some point. If I can like use it, I'll fucking use it. If I can use that $7 and just put it into a stock, I'll do that. Because then I'll just end up forgetting about it for like ever. Oh shit. If I get people to like sign up through this link, I can get a free stock, and I think they get a free stock as well. That's fucking dope. I forget that's how Robinhood works. If you can like if people sign up through your link, you both get like a free stock. See ya, Shadow. Thanks for coming by. Oh, I might have to go BRB. I kind of got to use the bathroom. Yeah, I got to go BRB. I'll put on music and I'll be back in a few. I'll put on some music. Put on some music while I go.
Too much to lose. That boy go crazy. He might get crashed out. Trying to delay. That boy's bad. Y'all moving lazy. Y'all might get blacked out. If you in my way, I might just mash. I might just mash. Don't want my enemies, so they pray I'ma send you like Genevieve. But you messing with gain on the price that you'll pay. Give me twice with a pen, that's a penalty. Like damn, don't discriminate, I did your claim. Equal rights to my left and right hand. So plus the bitch, you don't mess with a plan. And when I say bitch, if they want attention, I'm giving them hell. If my name is mentioned, I'll die on this well. I went to war to get here and left here to spell. And if you ain't go with me or against me, farewell. If they want attention, I'm giving them hell. If my name is mentioned, I'll die on this well. I went to war to get here and left here to spell. And if you ain't go with me or against me, farewell. Two hands got a pack it. I move out of flash it. They think I'm a lackey until I get mashed it. Two hands got a pack it. I move out of flash it. They think I'm a lackey until I get mashed it. The boy bad. Batman with a deadpan on. Try to live with me a man. Black sheep, but you know I bounce back, stand tall. They point and laugh at your boy, but I never let them try to talk long. But if you coming at my fam, then y'all should know the backhand strong. I leave it down bad. Take it to trash, fast. They get it back. Go shut it, mash. Leave it down bad.